The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Are we ready? Are we ready to do this? I think so. I think we're ready. Welcome. How's it going? Order 42. I'm Rob. How's it going? Look at this. We got Phil, we got Caleb, we got Ricky. Look, how are you guys doing? How are you? Seriously, how are you? I'm doing better. As you can tell, you can't really hear any weird things about my voice. I'm finally better. Look, I'm telling you, that Crohn's medication sucks. I'm telling you. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, I had to do FaceTime or not FaceTime, face. I had to. I'm doing updates on all my stuff. The new iPhone update and iPad update came out today. Which, they're good to do because, you get things. You get new things. It's good to see that you guys are doing okay. Finished for Christmas an hour ago. What do you mean? You mean finish your shopping? Finished your shopping there? Rufus the Red. It's funny, Rufus. Hold on. I'm doing some updates here. It's funny. The other day, I say the other day, it was a few weeks ago. It was right after I got back from a really rad weekend. And we had a crazy like night. A lot of updates. A lot of donations and things, which was, again, so cool. YouTube still hasn't fixed their monetization. For whatever reason, they had a problem that day. I'm still waiting on that. It's weird. It's very strange. I don't know what happened. But that's a thing. And the reason that, Rufus, I'm basically pinpointing you is because you were a big part of that. That night was crazy. But yeah, I don't understand what's going on there. And no, I haven't done the membership stuff yet. I don't know, man. It just feels weird. And Rich, welcome. Hey, you missed the last few streams working overnights. That's part of the deal, And I understand that. Sometimes you have to, sometimes you get to come in, sometimes you have to go. Just like Bucho, good old Bucho comes in, he's like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And then he leaves. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's one of those things. But it's good to see all of you guys. It really is. I'm at the work, so won't be chatterizing much, but I shall utilize my ear-mounted audio transmission units. That was very verbose. I'm at work. I'm gonna have to listen. Not much chat, but that's okay. But anyway, Rufus. Hopefully we get that screwed there. That all squared away. I almost said screwed away. That doesn't make sense. That's not a thing. It's not. But anyway, Rufus the Crimson, Caleb called you. Interesting. Today I finally figured out how to fix force action lightsabers, which is rad since Hasbro hasn't made them in forever. Yeah, I've gone back and forth on wanting to buy those. It's kind of like today, for whatever reason, and Carbonite is here. Welcome, Carbonite. Good to see you, sir. Today, for whatever reason, I got up and we'll go into what happened this morning. But yeah, I felt like I need to go to Half Price Books. I need to go. So I went thinking I'm going to find something good because I just got this thing. I just got this feeling that there's going to be something there that I'm going to want. Nothing there. Nothing there. But they did have those Wheel of Time, some of the Wheel of Time trade paperbacks, that are not like paperback size. I don't have any paperbacks close by. But you know what I mean? Like, not paperback size, but the trade paperback. So even like the paperbacks for those books are like this, but these are bigger and they're thinner. And I'm like, dude, that'd be so cool to have them on a shelf. And then I'm like, there's no reason for me to buy those. There's no reason for me to buy those because I have no way to display them. Why am I saying this? It's because that's the same reason why I haven't bought any lightsabers, because I have nowhere to display them. I mean, sure, I could probably put them on the wall, but I don't know. Don't bother with lightsabers. I mean, I don't know. I want some though. I want the OG, Luke lightsaber. I want the OG Obi-Wan lightsaber. I want the Obi-Wan from episode 2 or episode 1. Yeah, because he lost that one in episode 1, and then episode 2, it was a different one. But yeah, I'm buying old ones I had fun with in 2006. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just telling you, hey, you're going to have to enjoy them for both of us, I just got Qui-Gon Jinns. Yeah, see, I would love to have a whole collection of all of them, as many of them as I can get. But I also realize that it's also one of those things where I don't really have any place to put them. So it's the same reason why it's the reason I brought up the half price books thing. It's because, man, it's the same reason why I haven't bought those, even though I really want them. I want them because I think they would look awesome on the shelf. I wonder if there's a picture of, let's see, Wheel of Time trade paperback. Let's just see. Images. Yeah, but I want to see them, like, is there a picture of them on the, there you go. There you go. Oh crap. I didn't set up the browser. Okay, hold on. That's one of the things I just don't understand. It's like, why is that always something I have to do? I always have to do it. And I almost always forget. Here we go. The picture in the top right. See those? How they're all like lined up? Man, those look cool. Those look really, really cool. But I can't justify it. I just can't. Because that would be like another $150 minimum. And I just can't justify that. I can't. I have so many toys in the closet and basement, I have no room to display. I know. And it's like, it's the same reason why I quit buying Lego sets. Is because I don't want to buy them just to keep them. That feels wrong. Because they need to be built. They need to be played with. Maybe not played with, but they need to be built, and displayed. Not just sitting in a closet. And I don't know. If you want Luke's, hunt down an old Graflex flash tube. It's pretty much already done. Oh, I know. I just haven't done it. I never bought those sabers, but I had the toys growing like the Secret Apprentice blade that changed colors. Hey. Look at Mr. Fancy Pants over here. Galaxy's Edge and Disney has pretty much all the sabers. And yes, you can make your own. Yeah, I would love to do that. I've also heard that, I mean, look, I've never been to Disneyland or Disney World, but I hear that they've really they've gotten to a point where it's like, geez, like you're nickel and dimed for every single thing, And it's like, man, what a bummer. Because I would love to go. I want to go do the Millennium Falcon ride and the Rise of the Resistance ride, but I hear it's just a pain in the butt. So I don't know. Oh, you don't like Wheel of Time, Phil? Hey, I don't blame you. I really don't. It's not going to be for everybody. But neither is, that. All these Tolkien books. It's not for everybody. And Christian, VS, welcome. That'll change now with Bob Iger. I mean, maybe. It's that whole thing is just a crazy situation. I don't know how that's gonna work, you know? But it's good to see you. It's good to see you there. Yeah, I did break it. I didn't do it because I'm a cheapskate. Well, awful Amazon TV series. Sure, the books must be better. The books are better. There were so many times, especially reading, because I've only read. Let me see. Have I read it? Yeah, I've read the three great tales. Baron and Luthien. What's the other one? Children of Hurin, and Fall of Gondolin, which are basically just the as close to finished versions that are in the Silmarillion right here. So if you've read the Silmarillion, you've pretty much got the stories, but those are the sort of expanded to as much as they can be, without adding a bunch of extra extraneous stuff that J.R.R. Tolkien himself didn't write. Anyway, Unfinished Tales and Silmarillion, if you're into Tolkien and Lord of the Rings, dude, those are so good. There's so many times when I would read a chapter and then at the end of it go, wow, that's so freaking cool. And then I'm reading the Book of Lost Tales, Book of Lost Tales 2. Oh, Book of Lost Tales, green. Then the red, which is kind of hidden there. Red Lays of Beleriand. And then next is The Shaping of Middle-earth. And then The Lost Road. Both of these are sort of the way that the Silmarillion looked before Lord of the Rings was written. So there's going to be some things in there that I've never read yet. And so I'm excited to read those. But then these white ones are basically the making of the Lord of the Rings. And then the stuff that he came up with later. So it's a bunch of stuff. It's a bunch of stuff. But I love it. But Wheel of Time, going back to that, for me, this is a treasure trove, right? Wheel of Time is one of those where the story is, I think, really, really good. The first book, I can totally see. Like, Bucho read the first book and he was like, not my thing. Too much like Lord of the Rings. Totally understandable. But then the story goes in a lot of different directions and some very, very cool directions. And what did I finish? Book 8? I think I finished book 8 not too long ago. And supposedly 7, 8, 9, and 10 of the 15 books are supposedly the slog, where things just really slow down and it's like, a lot of people don't like those books. I'm enjoying them. And I think part of it is because, they, back then when they were coming out, you had to wait 3 years for the next book to come out, 2 or 3 years. And so some of those books were really disappointing at the time. But if you read them like I am, where it's almost straight through, you don't feel that, or you don't feel that same, I don't know, pressure, whatever you want to call it. I'm liking Wheel of Time, but I totally get you. The Amazon series of Wheel of Time and really Rings of Power too. Both of those are kind of substandard when it comes to the books of the two. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I buy used Build-A-Sabers and Build-A-Saber kits on eBay. See, that's really cool, Rufus. I'd like to get into that. Wait a minute, I can't. I've got too many freaking hobbies already. Yeah, when it's hot, buying water constantly sucks. Correct on Disney, been there. Disney is brutal nowadays. Priced and crowded like crazy. Wow, yeah. I don't know. I really want to go, though. Really want to go. In all fairness, on the Secret Apprentice blade, I got it at a yard sale for $2 as a kid. Okay. I have VR and eBay. I don't need to go outside. The Tolkien books are I wouldn't say they're better. Okay, they're better. But I really like Wheel of Time too. It's just like let's see, I read The Gentleman Bastards, the 3 books that are out. Love that. I I loved the what do you call it? The blade itself. I love that those three books that I read of those, but they're not, none of them are as good as Lord of the Rings to me. But they're still really really good. And I like having like a lot to read. One of the series that I really want to get into that I never have, and I'm gonna have to. I have them up there. They're behind. They're back there somewhere. But it's the Patrick O'Brien, the Aubrey Maturin series, and those are the ones with the like Master and Commander, right? And it's I think they call it the Master and Commander series. But anyway, I really want to read those. I haven't done it yet. I think I'll probably I think maybe once I finish the Dark Tower, which I haven't started the Dark Tower yet, but once I finish the Dark Tower, then I think I'll start another one. A lot of my toys were from yard sales as a kid. That's why I grew up with a lot of old toys too, like Parachute Men. Is there going to be an Obi-Wan season 2? I don't think so. I just don't see what else you could do with him. You know what I mean? Um, which is a shame in a way because I feel like even though I didn't hate the Obi-Wan series, it definitely was a little, I don't know, a little lackluster. It wasn't the best series, especially if you watch something like I watched that what is it, the Pitch. I can't remember the name of the channel, but it's the where the guys playing the executive and the I guess hey, I got an idea for a story. Oh yeah, what is it? The Pitch. And yeah, if you watch that, it's like, man, that sounds really it makes it sound really bad. But anyway. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do another Obi-Wan myself, but hey, you never know. Disney's what I was talking about. LOL water bottles are like $4 a piece. Oh my God. You should go to Disney, Rob. Use the express passes for the rides. Give yourself 3 to 4 days if you can, minimum. Wow. Yeah, and I heard it's like you have to get like like the express pass, right, to get on the rides, but then for the Star Wars ones, there's an extra pass. So you have to actually pay more. But I don't know. Water here is like $2 to $3 a bottle anyways. See, here's the weird thing. When we moved into this house, we had a problem with hard water. That's one of those things that I feel like homeowners are the only people that know what hard water means. But we have hard water in this area in this part of Tarrant County. So there's a lot of mineral stuff in the water here. So this guy, and this could all be BS, right? But we got a water softener, but we also got a like professional water filtration unit. 3 things of carbon that that it goes through and cleans the water. And I'm telling you, it is awesome to be able to get like bottle like Ozark. Well, we have Ozarka here. I know in the Northeast there's Deer Park and there's anyway, the really like the water from springs that are really really they just taste amazing. We have that quality water coming out of our faucets. For drinking water. So it's awesome. So we don't buy bottled water anymore. We paid off that thing in I think it was $900 for the now I mean we have to pay what I think it's $100 a year for the filter, but it lasts like because there's only 2 of us in the house, it lasts us a year. So, I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer. And considering that we drink a butt ton of water, which I don't even know how much that is, but that's a lot. From what I hear, that's a lot. There you go. Nirvana or Poland Spring. Yeah, Poland Spring, Deer Park. Don't you have Deer Park? Or am I thinking, is Deer Park in the the southeast. I don't know. I've seen Deer Park, but yeah, I remember Poland Spring too. I like Fiji. See, I don't like Fiji. Fiji has a weird taste to it to me. I've always liked the spring water kind of place things, you know. But yeah, I buy Walmart brand. I'm probably gonna glow at night. Yeah, like I think of the, you know, so you got Coke has Dasani, Pepsi has Aquafina, and of those two, Aquafina is the best. But uh if we buy water out and about, see, I don't like Avion either. We'll buy either the Smart Water or uh I mean, of course, Ozarka number one for me every time, because Ozarka tastes exactly like what we get out of our faucet, out of our filter. So it's really awesome. But hey, oh God, the Dark Tower. That's a few books. Slog to get through some of them. It's also unfilmable, in my opinion. Well, that's what's funny. I mean, did you hear this thing about crap? What's his name? Hold on a second. Hold on. What's his name? I can't remember his name. There it is. Mike Flanagan. So Mike Flanagan left Netflix, is going over to Amazon, and one of the things he's planning for Amazon is, drumroll, a Dark Tower series. So it's going to be interesting. So he did Haunting of Hill House. He did the what is the Midnight Mass. He did Doctor Sleep, which I think is probably one of the best Tolkien adaptations. So I don't know. I mean, who knows? It could be good. It could be terrible. But that's a thing. That's coming. Which is kind of cool that I'm starting to read The Dark Tower pretty soon. So, anyway. The Patterson cut was better on Obi-Wan. That's how you know it wasn't done well, when a fan can do it better than Disney. Well, I think, seriously, it really comes down to they had a script and they expanded it to make it a series. And the problem is the stuff that they expanded wasn't as good as what they had originally. I still don't think that there are I still think that there were a lot of things they could have done better. I actually like the idea of him having to, you know, to go. I never would have thought that, oh yeah, somebody, Leia's in trouble. So of course he would want to help. It was just something that I never thought, wow, I can't believe I didn't think of that. What would get Obi-Wan off Tatooine, you know? But there was still a lot of problems. And I still think that even that base storyline that the Patterson cut did, I still feel like there were, I mean, pretending it didn't exist, I think there are some other things that you could have done to make it a little deeper into Obi-Wan's character, into Obi-Wan's mind. Like, I would have loved to have seen him struggle more with the dark side. You know, not just, oh, I can't make myself known, so I'm going to lose my force sensibility, or sensitivity, that he, you know, he gets kind of cut off from the force. It would have been interesting to see him struggle with the dark side a little more. But hey, you know, hey, you will be skint when you get back from Disney. Oh, I bet I would. Don't like Walmart brand? NYC has Hobo's Choice. I wouldn't recommend drinking tap water in Indiana. Doctors say if you do it for a few years, you'll get kidney stones. Interesting. I actually had, I thought that I had some kidney problems back in the day. And I never passed any stones. And it turns out that it was Crohn's. It's interesting. Like, Crohn's disease was actually affecting not just my, you know, intestines, but it was also like the infection was causing problems in there. It's a thing. Buccio loves kiwi water. I like cucumber water. It's pretty good. I'd never had it before until like probably like 7-8 years ago when I went to sort of a fancy party, and yeah, they had cucumber water. I'm like, why are there cucumbers in here? That's ridiculous. That's yummy. So it's kind of one of those things. Yeah. Zephyrils? That almost sounds like a disease, like an STD or something. I like smart water, all right. Yeah, I mean, well water. Oh yeah, well water's a lot like spring water too. But you clean your body with Ozark water? No. Ozark, lots of meth dealers there. I drink from the Nile. Oh, look, there's a lot of we're talking a lot about water here. Raw pickle water, strange. I know, but it was good. It was very tasty. Olive water, no. Just drinking pickle juice, no, no. So I wanted to talk about this morning. So roughly 12 hours ago, my phone went off like, oh my God, everybody's good. Oh, holy crap. Tornado warnings. So yeah, of course I jump out of bed, right? With my phone going off, beep, beep, doing that really loud. My security system is going off, trying to warn me. I get on there, and luckily we didn't have, I mean, obviously I'm streaming. Wouldn't be streaming if tornado would hit the house, but yeah, apparently there were 12 reported, 5 confirmed over Dallas-Fort Worth, the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Holy crap. And there's a I guess it's an airport. I don't know how far it is away. 20 minutes from here, south of here. And they had the hangar doors were like torn off. And I'm like, okay, so we were really close. Yeah, I'm not in Oz. Did I go outside and watch them? No, because that's crazy to do that. I have done that before when I was younger, but now that I'm older, I'm like, no, I don't want to hit in the head with a, because it would be something stupid, right? I mean, my whole life, my body has been injured by stupid things. It's like, oh, I tripped on an Etch-a-Sketch and twisted my ankle. I don't know. So it'd probably be like, oh yeah, somebody's stuffed animal was flying 150 miles an hour and hit Rob in the head and it killed him. No, not doing it. Not doing it. So yeah, in the span of about 2-3 hours, we had, again, 12 reported, 5 confirmed. So the National Weather Service confirmed 5 tornadoes on the ground in Dallas-Fort Worth. I know there was one in Grapevine. There was that one, like I said, in sort of I guess, what is that, North Fort Worth area? Which technically I live in Fort Worth. But hey, yeah, so it was a nuts morning. So, and it kept going off because every time, because then the sirens start going, right? So the sirens are going and you're kind of freaking out and you're like, what's going on? It's a thing. It's a thing. So December 13th, we're getting tornado warnings. And supposedly we're supposed to get snow next week. So yeah. Got to watch out for those Texas twisters. You ain't kidding. Because we did have one. It was, I don't remember the term for it, but it's basically a mild tornado, if you can imagine that. But it caused damage to houses the street behind us a couple years back. And my wife and I were sitting there. I say a couple years, probably 3-4 years now. I have no concept of time anymore. But anyway, yeah, we're sitting there watching TV on a Sunday afternoon, and suddenly I hear this noise that I've never heard before, and the trees start going like this. And I'm like, that's a tornado. And so we jump out of our seats and we're like, we go, because the sirens weren't going off. And the sirens went off after the tornado was done. But it's so weird because we turned on, because we still had TV at the time, because we turned on the local news and they're literally filming on the street behind me. So like I could almost like get in the backyard and I could probably see the news crew. And I'm like, that's not cool. So watch that Helen Hunt movie Twister and learn how to do it. No, because they should have died like every time, like all the times. Like every time there was a Twister on screen, they should have been dead. Especially the one at the end when they're just, oh, I'm going to just wrap some leather around this thing and we're just going to, oh, hold on. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I mean, sure, yeah, the leather might have kept them safe, but they would have been like, I don't know, their arms torn off or something. I don't know. Tornado comes at me, I'll walk up to it and slap it. Getting killed by a baby stroller. See, that at least makes sense. No, it would be something stupid. Like there's in fact, I wish I had the picture, but it's a picture of a record, like an LP record, 33 and a third RPMs. You know what I'm talking about? A record stuck halfway in a telephone pole, intact. That doesn't make any sense, but it happens. In a tornado, weird stuff like that happens. And that's why in Twister, when that hubcap is flying through the air and just bounces off that guy's head, I'm like, if a hubcap has enough to, if the tornado is strong enough to throw hubcaps through windows, yeah, it should have been shonk. And then, Hannibal, the movie Hannibal, Ray Liotta, right? Yeah, that should have happened. A copy of Rise of Skywalker will cut his head off. That would be poetic. Yeah. You survived everything. Pretty sure you no. Helen Hunt has it covered. Getting killed by the CEDs I posted on Discord. Yeah. Yes. It went across his head. It didn't bounce off him. It bounced off his freaking head. It hit him and he goes backward. Back and to the left. Back and to the left. Back and to the left. Yeah. No. Here's the thing though. As bad as that movie is, it's such a bad movie. It really is. It's not good. But it is completely and utterly watchable. It is a movie that I've seen so many times. It's not even, and I laugh about how stupid it is, but I continue to watch it. And it's probably because Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt are really, they're charismatic people. And then you throw in Philip Seymour Hoffman, you throw in Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head. But yeah, you've got an amazing cast. Carrie Elwes. Come on. Jamie Gertz, exactly. Jamie Gertz. Yeah. But yeah, it's a dumb movie. It's completely stupid. But I can watch it. I haven't seen Twister since they made us watch it in high school. It is good fun. It really is. It really is. I'd be more concerned my game collection will be scattered everywhere and damaged. Imagine all your stuff just blown half a mile away. But see, here's the thing. And this is the thing that I've really been thinking about, especially from like Billy and Jay's perspective. I know that the gaming sphere is a lot different from when they started collecting. But part of the fun is the hunt, right? Like, I'll tell you right now, the one thing that I wish I could take back is buying a bunch of this stuff off of eBay. I wish I would have waited and tried to find them in the wild. because you don't know how. Let's see, book book 7. I can't remember which ones I found in stores now, but I'm pretty sure that most of these I purchased on eBay, and it just takes the fun out of the hunt. You know, oh, I'm hunting for a good deal. Yeah, but when you could find it, like I want to say it was book 7, book 11, and I got a book 2, but I got a better copy of it because the copy of book 2 that I had was a book club edition, and I didn't want that. But anyway, maybe losing your stuff wouldn't be the worst thing in the world because then you can go on the hunt again. Just saying. It is a fun movie. Helen Hunt should have kept her clothes on in the sessions. That's look, sometimes your imagination is better. It's just better, you know? What's her name? From Adventures of Lois and Clark. You know what I'm talking about? And then like she very famously got topless in a movie and it was kind of like Terry Hatcher. Exactly. Yes. She was better clothed. You know what I mean? Sometimes yeah, sometimes the imagination's better. That's all I'm saying. It's one of my worst fears. If my toy collection got ruined, I'd be devastated, but it could be worse. You know, I'll tell you this. Going through all the crap that I went through made me realize how little a lot of this stuff meant to me. In other words, I love all this stuff, right? There I've got so much Star Wars stuff. I've got a huge collection of fun stuff that I really love. Take it all away. I can go without. I seriously, it made me realize going through what I went through made me realize how little I actually need. April is one. Uh the ability to watch movies is two. You know what I mean? That's pretty much, yeah. It's like, yeah, and books and you know, things. And sometimes my memories of some of these stories that I've read and all this stuff are better than the actual story. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense. But anyway, you guys need insurance for your collections? Do have insurance. But we need to update it because I guarantee you, whatever I have here in this room, my wife has a very similar amount in, scrapbook stuff. And wow, we need to update our insurance for sure. Yeah, I should probably put that on the list. Uh, the Hunt, yeah. How much for this, please? Shop person says, "Oh, that's Sega CD. That got that on sale at 800." Right. I know it's a little different from Billy and Jay, is what I was trying to say. But for me, none of this stuff is. I mean, like I look at this and I go, "Wow, that's impressive," but there's nothing. In fact, all of those, the 1 through 12, I didn't pay more than $30 for each one of those. So yeah, there's 12 of them, right? That's $360, doing the math, right? But that's a $30 here and a $30 there. It wasn't a huge thing. And it was actually a ton of fun going out and looking for stuff. And in fact, a lot of them I got them for 20 bucks. And in fact, I think I got one for 15. And I got one of them, this Sauron Defeated, brand new. It's a brand new copy. Like absolutely brand new. So, and it was less than $30. I think it was 28 bucks. So it's just, I don't know. For me, it's a little different. For them, yeah, I hope they have insurance on their collections. That's all I'm going to say. Don't really collect anything anymore. Had to Google the Terry Hatcher scene. Yeah. And I think it was a movie with Alec Baldwin. I just remember because it was a big deal when it happened. People were like people were going nuts on the internet. I'll take OB. Orange block. Gotcha. Yes. You can, orange block. Never go without your orange block. I mean, the orange block is always there. It's important. In the end, it's just stuff, but my collection is also my reserve. So when I have to push the panic button for an emergency, I can sell it all. That is also really, seriously, you just this shelf, which you can't see, vaping stuff. I've stuff that it's kind of like one of those things where you ever buy something, and I'm sure this happens a lot with video games. You'll buy something, you'll put it on the shelf, and you'll kind of not think about it, and then you'll go back, a year later and go, oh, I wonder what that's worth. And you look it up and it's like, why is that worth so much? That's how some of this vaping stuff is. There's some collector stuff in here that I got at base price, and some of it's worth some stuff. So yeah, I could monetize a lot of that. And I got all the boxes and stuff still because I'm insane. Makes me happier, so I'll keep it. I'm not saying you should get rid of it. I'm just saying. I got a lot of books at the thrift, but all my favorites I got on Abe. Yeah, Abe Books screwed me over, man. You should know, Rob, I've done well for myself financially and do have great disposable income, but won't pay the prices being asked for retro games. I know. It's crazy. And it's probably why something like the the EverDrive and stuff like that, those are things that everybody should get, right? Especially if you want to play on original hardware, that's the way you do it, I get it. I totally get it. Retro game and toy prices have gone absolutely insanely stupid. Yes. See, that's why I focused on the books, because books are cheap. In fact, our good buddy Grindhead Jim sent this over. Someone has Order 42 show's number. The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings Deluxe Pocketbook Set books is $22.33 on eBay. And we're talking about this right here. This guy. This is a cool little set. If you look, there's my hand next to it. They're tiny books. But I've seen this on eBay for like $50, $60 because these run out of stock often. But it's a cool little set. And these are sort of like, they're not leather, but they're like leatherette. They're cool. The problem is the text, you can see the text is very tiny. With my finger there, you can see text is very tiny. But it's pretty cool. A pretty cool little set for, bam, $22.33. Then if you want if you just want like a paperback set, $14.83. And then if you want the full volume, it's one volume, one book basically, Lord of the Rings, $32.70. I'll tell you this, I am not the biggest fan of this. And the reason I'm not is because it's not because I don't like Tolkien's art, because come on. If you're a fan of Tolkien, it's kind of part of the deal. But I don't like the binding on the side. It's the pages are all red on the side, and I'm not a big fan of that. But I thought I'd bring that up just in case anybody's in the market, for some, pretty good books there. And yeah, I responded back. I think I've got enough Tolkien for now. Because that's the thing. You can see right in that picture in the top. Look at that. So you got Link up there, but you see there's more Tolkien up in that. And there's that whole square. These squares are deep. There are books behind it. It's too much. Welcome, Ted. Good to see you, Ted. Good to see you. If Pat the NES Punk would sell his entire collection, he could very well put a big chunk into an estate. Exactly. Yeah. It's kind of neat. I hate booze. I'm guessing books. Yeah, there you go. I hate books, so I would hate for my games and toys to go away. Books are like movies in your mind. They're awesome. They keep doing weird page colors on them. I know they did a Silmarillion recently with that mint green on the side, which is just not. It's just not. It's not great. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on. Hold on. See if I can find you that. Okay, so here's that thing, right? Uh, okay, they don't actually show you. I mean, they show you the pictures, but they don't show you what it looks like in the hand. And none of these. See all customer images. Okay. Oh, yeah. So there it is. That's what it looks like on the pages. I'm not a big fan. I'm just not a big fan of that look. Just it's not for me. Uh Oh, Slave 1. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, let me go back there. Yeah, see, that's the thing that you guys can't typically see is all the stuff on top. So there's a Millennium Falcon up there, Slave 1, and you can kind of see it looks like that's an F-15. That is Skywarp, the Ultimate Collector Series Transformers guy. And then there's that gun sticking out. That is a what do you call it? That's a stormtrooper up there. But I'll tell you, as far as look, I'm just gonna say this, okay? If you want a nice Lord of the Rings in a single volume, this one. Go with this one because I think it looks awesome. It looks great, and I think it looks amazing. You got that gold kind of foil and nice shiny gold pages with a bookmark. Now this is not illustrated. I don't think. No. But that's a nice addition and it's around the same price. I think it's probably 40 or 50 bucks. I'm just saying it's I like this as a one volume edition. Oh, and it's got Tolkien's kind of signature on the back. But yeah. To me, that's a better edition. It just looks better. And I kind of like the gray. It just looks nice. I don't know. What did I say? I'd like it if they did gold or silver trim. There you go. My Edgar Allan Poe collector's book is black and red leather bound with gold trim. Drunken idiot, but Telltale Heart is a story very good. Man, I went through an Edgar Allan Poe phase in my mid 20s, where I just wanted to read everything. Because I read The Mask of the Red Death, Mask, Masque, Mask. I really enjoyed that story. And I just started reading all of his stuff. And I got one of those books from Barnes and Noble or whatever that it's like the complete Edgar Allan Poe, and I read all of it. And there's so many good stories there. So much room for lightsabers. Is this the same book? Let me see. No. That is the collector's version of that same book, Wraith. But I like that one better because it doesn't have that gaudy red on the outside. The thing about that one, I believe that one is also illustrated by Tolkien himself. And that's pretty cool. I mean, I like it. But I'm not a big fan of just red, I like the more subdued whatever, It's just me. It's just me. But there's so many. Look, if seriously, if you're gonna get into the Tolkien, um, let me see. Is it this one? Yes. Go to tolkienbooks.us. And what you can do is say, oh, do I want it in hardcover? Do I want it in trade paperbacks? Do I want mass market paperbacks? Or do I want one volume? And here you can go through every single version and pick the one that you like the best. So there's the one that I got, right? So there's mine. It actually gives you all the ISBNs and all that kind of stuff, so you can look it up. And then down here, oh, there's 2013. This has the same sort of leatherette stuff that this one has. Oh, let me get my stupid fat head out of the way. Bam. So it's basically a bigger version. It's like, oh, you can't see me now. It's like this big. I've seen it in a store, but it's got that same sort of leather, whatever, you know. But it's a bigger one. For some reason, they don't have it updated with the new ones. So this one just hasn't been updated yet. But anyway. I like his stories, but I'm a big fan of dark and horror stories, poems. I don't know much about his personal life, though. Hey, I'm in my mid-20s. I'm just saying, in my mid-20s, I went through a bunch of Edgar Allan Poe. I just liked it. I went through a phase where I'm like, I want to read all of it. And see, that's how I am. I've got like this weirdly addictive personality. When I want to get into something, I get into it. And like, I get like laser focused. And that's why it's been interesting and fun to do, like Bucho has said, good old Bucho, where you space it out. I'm not, 6 months, 8 months, 9 months of just reading this one story. I can bounce around, and I like that. I like it's really been, so I have to thank Bucho for that. It was his idea. So I live by Poe Cottage in the Bronx. Edgar Allan Poe was found on a park bench close to death, supposed mystery, but really he was a drunk. Fun fact, that's the only reason when we took our trip to the Northeast, we stopped in Baltimore to see Edgar Allan Poe's house. And unfortunately, it was completely under renovation, and we could see it like from like almost like across the street, but we couldn't go up and look at anything. So it's kind of a bummer. But I actually got to see the house that he lived in Baltimore. Interesting movie about Poe. I think Johnny Depp was in it. Yeah, there's been a few. In fact, isn't there another? There's a new one coming out. God, it's Christian Bale. And then it's the guy that played Harry Potter's cousin. Of course, he's grown up and he's become a really, really good actor. He was also in The Queen's Gambit. Really, really good. Really, really good in that. But that character, that actor plays Edgar Allan Poe in this new movie for Netflix, and I can't remember the name of it. I just saw the trailer. But it's with Christian Bale, and it looks interesting. And yeah, there's a John Cusack movie too. Yeah. My book backlog is too big. I can't buy any more books or games until I finish some. That doesn't stop me. I just keep adding to it. And it's been fun when Grindhead Jim, right? Jim, good old Jimbo, told me to read a book. They put this on your list. I put it on my list. Finally got to it. And it was really good. So never liked Edgar Allan Poe, but to each their own. Exactly. I was the same way with Poe. My complete works Poe is beat up from reading it so much. I really just, you know what? One of my favorite things about Stephen King, I know there's people that some people don't like him. But one of the cool things about him, and especially the way that he writes, is that he basically forces himself to work 40 hours a week writing. And sometimes he'll have an idea and he'll start to write about it. And he'll chase that idea down. And sometimes it gets to a dead end. So then he takes that and puts it as a short story. And then, or makes a short story out of it. And then he puts out short story collections. Those are my favorites. I love short stories. because you don't have to, if something's not to your liking or to your taste, give it a few pages and it's over, and you move on to the next story. I love that. And it's one of the reasons why I also like anthologies like Love, Sex, and Robots. Is that the name of the show? Love, Sex, and Love, Death, and Robot. What's it called? The Netflix series, the animated. I love anthologies, like stuff like that. Anyway, that's what I did. I hit 24 and was like, I remember liking these stories in school. I'm gonna buy them and read them again. Yeah, I think it happens to all of us. You start remembering all of those things that you were like, I was exposed to that. I really like it. It's just like I bought Lamort to Arthur and Once and a Future King, so I can read those again, because it's something I've realized. I've just realized that I've always loved the Middle Ages, the medieval stuff, and it's probably one of my, other than Star Wars, is probably like my favorite genre of film. So I love watching movies about that stuff, which is why I'm a sucker for things like Wheel of Time, and I'm a sucker for Lord of the Rings, and I'm a sucker for the King Arthur and all that stuff, and why I probably give those more of a pass than I probably should. But yeah, I love that stuff. Love The Last Duel. A lot of people didn't like The Last Duel. I loved it. So, yeah. Movie. Wait. Oh yeah, I only know Ted because the movie appeared on Netflix a few days ago, so I watched it. Total claptrap and made up story. Movie's called The Raven, I think. Yeah, I never watched that one. Never watched it. Maximum Overdrive, greatest movie ever. I never saw that one. Short story collection books are the most fun for me. See, and I think part of that is because I have like totally undiagnosed ADHD, But I do. And now it's because I'm doing the whole thing where I'm listening to the audiobook while I'm reading it, which if you would have asked me 15 years ago if that was reading or cheating or whatever, I would have said, no, dude, just read the freaking book, man. What's wrong with you? Now I get it. And I understand that, at least for me, for my brain, it helps me to keep me locked in. I'll keep saying that till I'm blue in the face. I think if you've got attention issues, diagnosed or otherwise, listening to the audiobook while you're reading, it's so great. It's so great. Especially like, man, the Gentleman Bastards, man, that was so good. The audiobooks on those were awesome. Because he does different voices and stuff too, and it's great. Great. Top 5 movies from the 70s. Wow. That would take me a while to think, or to think about. Because there are a lot of 70s movies that are just not great. But then you've got to remember, you've got in there Alien, Star Wars, Jaws, The Godfather, Godfather 2. I think most people could probably just say, okay, there's your 5, but there's also French Connection. There's, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, Rocky. Yeah. Warriors. That's a tough one. But that's the thing about Wraith. He always does that. He always does that. He comes up with, just out of nowhere, hey, what's your top 5, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, crap. So I'd have to think about that. But I'm probably, for my money, those would probably be in there. Probably Godfather 1. I like Godfather 1 more than 2. Even though, to me, they're almost interchangeable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will tell you this. When I'm watching, if I just happen to cross one of those TV, one of those channels like TBS or whatever, like TBS plays all the, like all the Star Wars movies, or TNT, right? Whoever plays all the Star Wars movies. If somebody was playing like the Godfather movies, it's very easy to figure out which one is 3. But 1 and 2, especially if it's not a flashback, I have a hard time figuring out which movie it is. Is this 1 or 2? Doesn't matter. I'll sit there and watch it. So, Superman. Oh my God, Superman. Yeah, original Superman the movie. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Clockwork Orange, I have only seen once. And I think did I buy that one? Might have bought that one. Rescuers, Aristocats, Alien, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Star Trek. Ralph Bashki. Yeah, see, I like the Hobbit. I didn't care for his version of Lord of the Rings and like wizards and all that kind of stuff. Not my thing. No, 2001 is 68, I believe. 2001 would definitely be in there for me. Definitely be in there for me. In fact, it probably... What about Close Encounters? Close Encounters is in there too, right? That's a damn good movie. Is that 70... That's 78, right? I think. But there's a ton of great ones. Yeah. That would be very difficult. Enter the Dragon. See, I like that movie. Not my top, not anywhere close. Probably not my top 50, to be honest. As much as I like it. Jeremiah Johnson, Enter the Dragon, The Outlaw Josie Wales, High Plains Drifter, Escape from Alcatraz, Aristocats, Jaws, Disney's The Rescuers. Come on, Rob. Wizards was the best. He drew the fairy princess with cold nips. Yeah. Ralph was a weird guy. Definitely a weird guy. So, I want to take a break. Yeah, there's so many Westerns in the 70s. Good stuff. Good stuff. Even some of the bad ones are good. And I mean, don't get me started on all the martial arts, the cheesy martial arts films that I've been watching. That we're going to talk about some of them. But I wanted to show you this because did I say French Connection? I did. That is a good movie. Like a really good movie. And man, Gene Hackman. That dude is awesome. Pretty much anything Gene Hackman is awesome. Crimson Tide was one of my favorite movies for a long time. Just because I loved watching Gene Hackman. And how he's such a dick in that movie. So good. I heard you are watching and live reviewing all 14 Land Before Time films. No, that's you, Caleb. Not me. Taxi Driver. Yes. Yeah. Even though I'm not the biggest fan. And you've got Mean Streets in there too. I'm not the biggest fan of Taxi Driver. But I still recognize that that's an important movie. And Gene Hackman's definitely my Lex Luthor. Dude, my favorite thing. One of my favorite, I shouldn't say that. Not my favorite thing. But one of my favorite things is at the end of Superman 2. When he goes, you see how they all got in our, you know, what does he say? You see how they all fell in our trap? And dude, he's so good. That, and it's just so good. What didn't I like about Taxi Driver? I have always had a problem with movies that anti-heroes like that. He's just I have a hard time getting into the mind of someone who's clearly insane. And he's clearly insane in that movie. Raging Bull. Holy crap. But yeah, it's yeah. Watching while in the shower. Oh, really? Hi Billy. How you doing, boy? Gonna write more on the Ghost Getter script later tonight. Yes. Didn't like Falling Down. Falling Down is one of those movies. High Plains Drifter, all-time favorite Cowboy Ghost movie. Yep. Uh, I did not like falling down in that. Like, it's not one of my favorite movies. I enjoyed watching it, but that one's more sad, especially when you realize what's going on. But this guy's clearly, like, clearly a little not right in the head. You know what I'm saying? So it's a tough movie to really kind of get completely behind. Just saying. Go back to talking about how silly Billy is. Ghost Getter script, huh? Interesting. Yeah. Interesting, huh? Yeah. Very interesting. Um, I wanted to you know how they do those, just like Spotify, does the thing where, hey, this is what you've been listening to, and this is whatever. I got one for Twitch. And since Billy is apparently listening in the shower, probably touching himself right now. But since he's in the shower, this is part of the reason, and I can't hide this. I can't hide. I have a problem. I have an addiction. Twitch sent me the Twitch recap for 2022. And holy crap, okay? Here you go. Here are the numbers. 1,150 hours watched over the year. Out of 365 days, I watched Twitch 303 of them. 302,000 channel points, which I don't even know what that means. 2,140 chat messages. But you look at my favorite streamers. Number one was Halifax. And it actually broke it down with hours. Number two is Choco Taco, which, if you've been around me long enough, you know. Number three was Landmark. And number four, Game Dave. Now, if you look at the top emotes, 3 of those are Game Dave. Because pretty much Game Dave is the only one that I chat in. So I say a bunch of shit in his stream, apparently. But it also, you can see the top categories. First, PUBG. Why? Because Hallie plays a lot of PUBG. So did Choco for the longest time. And then Super People, which Super People is pretty much dead now. They pretty much killed it. And then you've got Escape from Tarkov, which is Landmark. And then Call of Duty Warzone 2.0. And that's because the top 3 have all been playing that. So I've been watching them play Warzone. Warzone's fun to watch. But you see that and you go, it's hard for me to say that I've been working as hard as I should. And so this is, for me, a wake-up call. I watch too much Twitch. Now, I will also say, in my defense, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll be doing stuff while Twitch is on. And I'll be like, I don't know, cleaning my room while Twitch is going. Or like earlier, I had Twitch going when I was sitting here writing up the stuff for the day, or doing some Photoshop for a thumbnail. Yeah, I'm usually watching Twitch. It's just one of those things. But holy crap, man. That is a lot of hours. Oh, and by the way, if you didn't realize, yeah, my name on Twitch that I go on under for most, regular streamers, I don't do Order 42 Show. I have my Order 42 Show account, but I just don't do that. And I know that a lot of people are like, why wouldn't you, put your name on that? I don't know. I just have this weird thing where I'm like, I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to push myself, So Rob the Idiot is my name on Twitch. But there you go. Talk to Billy's Willie? No. I play GTA and I'd say Taxi Driver, Falling Down, and Heat are the movies of that game. I mean, yeah, and it's part of the reason why GTA has never appealed to me. I don't like being a bad guy. Even in a game where it's not real. I know, it's probably like, dude, what's wrong with you? It's just not my thing. It's not my thing. I hope Roy makes an appearance. I mean, you never know. You never know. Hey, I just joined. How are you able to watch Avatar before us? I haven't watched Avatar yet. I haven't. I hope that I hope that you didn't come here strictly because of that. I just said that it's this week and I'm very excited. It comes out on Friday, but I have my tickets purchased for 3 p.m. on Thursday. 3D at the XD Theater, very close to me. So I'm very, very excited. So, yeah. I don't use Twitch, but I used to mainly for, MMOs back in the day. Used to listen to WoW streams while playing WoW. Yeah, exactly. What's Order 42? I Googled the F out of it and couldn't find an answer. Yeah, if you go to my about, I have the thing that I kind of wrote, I made up. Really, it's a mixture of two things. Order 66, and then I thought, okay, I can't just call it Order 66 because that's messed up, and I'd probably get cease and desist. But then I'm like, okay, what other number means something to me? And 42 from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So, but and then if you know Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the number 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. And what I wanted my channel to be about was all the things that are important to me. So anyway, I explain it better in that thing where I kind of sum it up. But I thought, okay, this actually, it sounds kind of interesting, Order 42, but it actually means something to me. So 42 in Unicode is, in other words, whatever you want it to be. Well, it's more about like, I made up the thing about, like, if you know Star Wars, right? That you've got that Order 66 was just one order in Chancellor Palpatine's rule book or whatever for the clones. And Order 42 was this idea that in order to one of the things that you had to learn is that you had to get a wide scope of knowledge from a bunch of the different planets in the Republic, right? So it's knowing a planet's art and the planet's stuff like that. And then I made it up where, when Thrawn was at the Academy, that Order 42 was something that he used because he knew that by learning someone's art, you can learn what their weaknesses are. You know what their strengths are and you know what their weaknesses are based on their art. So in a way, it kind of makes sense that Order 42 is kind of the search for all the art that movies, video games, comic books. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's, I'm probably explaining it like completely badly compared to how I explain it on my about page, but there you go. Let's see. Yeah, it's in the channel description or the about page or whatever. Yeah. Hi, my name is Rob and I'm a Twitchaholic. Yeah. I need to stop that. Or just, rein it in a little bit, And the thing is if I'm like, when I'm writing, I can't have anything going. I can't have music going. I can't have a TV show or, something fun in the background. It's got to be silent and I've got to be locked in. And that's a problem. Or it's not a problem, but because I get locked into some Twitch channel, I don't write enough. And that's my problem, is I need to focus more, is basically what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Like April can do all kinds of stuff while she's watching a TV show or a movie or something like that. And I'm like, I don't care how many times I've seen the movie. I'll get locked into the movie. Just the thing. I'm sure I've watched YouTube over 1,000 hours this year. I don't want to know how many YouTube hours I've watched. Order 69. Nice. Order 42 is when the stormtroopers are to attend a mandatory screening of Rob's stream. No, no OnlyFans, no. I booked the first show alone because none of my friends were ready to wake up so early for a movie. I'm so into it. Real D 3D. I'm excited, man. I'm so excited for Avatar. I know the Avatar is one of those movies that no matter what you're talking about, most people will tell you what they think of it. It's just one of those movies. Like, oh man, it's just Dances with Wolves. Okay, I was just saying that I like the movie, man. Oh, it's just, or man, I thought that movie was dumb. Okay, I want to, okay. I liked it, Anyway, I'm pumped for Avatar, man. Pumped. We're going to talk about Avatar a little bit later in the show, but yes. There are other orders from the Republic Commando book. So yeah, I don't even know. What's Order 67? I don't know. Just check my Twitch. Only 31 hours watched. I like YouTube better. No, and that's completely understandable. I guarantee you my YouTube hours are ridiculous too. Okay. But as I don't use it or have it. Well, Phil, I mean, that's where I started. All of this show, this live show that I would do, it was basically only live shows. And they all of them started on Twitch. And then I've archived a lot of those and then put them on YouTube. Some of them. But I've done like plenty of the interviews that I've done of all the people I've interviewed, people that have worked on the Game Chasers movie. The Game Chasers movie. It has a title, Adventures in Game Chasing. All those people I interviewed there. And then some of the extra people that I got to interview, like Joe Ockman and Christine's part of the crew. Basically a bunch of friends from Yoshi, Jose was amazing. Yeah, I mean, all of those are on my YouTube as well. So yeah. And yeah, man, Hallie's he's one of my favorite streamers. He's just got that. I don't know. I like watching Hallie. Ever heard of House of Leaves? I mean, I've heard of it. I don't. Debut novel by American author Mark Z. Danielewski. Published in March 2000 by Pantheon Books, a bestseller, has been translated into a number of languages and is followed by a companion piece. The something. It cuts off. House of Leaves. Interesting. Where's the House of Leaves? Okay, that's not helping me. Okay. Do you like this book, Rufus? Horror book. It's rad, kind of a puzzle. I'm down. I am down. I'm putting it on the list. Put it on the list, Rufus. I bet your Twitch hours are still lower than most people's TikTok hours. I still don't get why people like that site. I mean, I get it, but man, I just don't. I actually prefer long form thoughts. I mean, some TikToks are great. In fact, we might be watching one here in a bit. But you know what I'm saying? I like it, but it's I like for a thought to, especially when it's a thought. If you're just doing something entertaining and it's a minute long, okay, no big deal. But if you're trying to say something, TikToks are too short. But there you go. Order 1 is deciding the rubbish collection days. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So remember, like, don't, or it's don't punch your fellow clones in the nads or something. And yeah, honestly, kids probably shouldn't see half the crap on there either. Right. And yes, Caleb, yes, that. What the hell is a TikTok? Is that a new term for a clock now? Oh, Ricky. Um, let's see. Do this and that. Oops, no, no, no. There you go. Just in case you guys were curious about the movie Black Adam, Black Adam will be on HBO Max this Friday. Wait a minute, is this real? Is this real, Ted? Whatever happened to Yaddle? There's isn't that in the Tales of the Jedi? I think that's in Tales of the Jedi. You should watch that. It's on Disney Plus if you have Disney Plus. Order 4, in the event of the Supreme Commander Chancellor being incapacitated, overall GAR command shall fall to the Vice Chair of the Senate until a successor is appointed or alternative authority. Is that real? Is that real? Because if it is, that's awesome. But yeah, I'll be honest with you. Black Adam was not something I was too interested in. But the fact that it's going to be on HBO Max, awesome. Who's just in case? If the world is a human body, TikTok is piles for it. Don't fall into that, bro. I mean, look, there are some TikTok, like I said, there are some people that use that format for really fun stuff, interesting stuff. And then there's just a bunch of trash on there too. But if you think about it, that's the way YouTube is. It's the way Twitch is. You know, every service or whatever has the potential to have a bunch of crap. Just like there's a ton of crap books out there. There's a ton of crap music out there. Ton of crap movies out there. It's the same thing. But Order 37. Oh, Sravan Anirudh. Welcome. How's it going? Capture of a single wanted individual through the mass arrest and threatened execution of a civilian population. Follow-up directives include scenarios for body disposal of civilian. Is this true, Ted? Because that might be legit. I wonder if there is an Order 42. Could have had Emperor Jar Jar. Oh, from the Republic Commando books. That's awesome. Wait a minute. What am I missing? What's BA? Oh, Black Adam. It's pretty good. Not great. Not bad. Yeah. I heard it was meh. It was fine. You know. That's good. I would have loved Evil Jar Jar, no joke. I still love the video of him saying the words behind Padme and she says what he's mouthing. You can't tell me there wasn't more planned for him. I just don't think so. No. I mean, especially when you hear George Lucas talk about him, that's it. You know, he was there for to help keep the kids' interest between the cool things that happened. You know, but they wrote five or six, no 42 though. Ah, dang it. And Servan, I'm good, buddy. How have you been? Very well. I mean, better now. You know, I was sick for a long time. But your Kantara review is nice. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I got to be honest with you guys, you know, and I'm talking to Servan and I'm talking about to anybody. One of the things that I am hoping for eventually is that when I put up a video, hopefully you dig the way that I do a review, so that even if it's a movie that you may not be interested in, or you're like, well, I don't even know what that is. Hopefully you know that because I'm reviewing it, it's something that's maybe, hopefully, you can at least watch the video and go, okay, well that's at least what that is. And yeah, I might put it on my list or whatever. I'm telling you, all the Indian movies I've watched so far, they're awesome. They're awesome. The only ones that I would say for an American audience, yeah, maybe put those off until a little bit later once you get a few Indian movies under your belt, is the KGF movies. Just because there's so much that I didn't get. But even Kantara, even though I'm not Indian and didn't grow up in India, I still got a lot out of that movie. So yeah, it's one of those things that I think is really, really cool, is learning, especially like, man, I'm telling you, Three Idiots was awesome. That movie was great. I just put that review up yesterday, and I'm telling you, that movie was great. I don't care who you are, that movie's awesome. And in my review, I talked about how for the American audiences, if you've seen the movie Holes, and you know how Holes starts off and you're going, I don't know about this movie. And then you just kind of get swept up in it, and you found yourself like charmed by the movie. And then by the end, there are some things that happen that don't make sense. There are things that happen that you go, there's no way. There's no way that all of this could happen. But by the end of it, you're so charmed by it that you don't even care. That's Three Idiots. It's great. It's a great movie, I'm telling you. And it's on Netflix. Netflix? I think it's on Netflix. Great movie. Don't understand why Lucas would even put that in there, though. Remember what he said about Yoda, though. He likes the unsuspecting characters being super powerful and wise. Yeah, but yeah. People are reaching. People are reaching on Jar Jar. Just say that. Let me know if you have any doubts. I can help you understand the Indian perspective. Well, Savannah, I appreciate that. I mean, even... how do I put this? It almost makes sense that my perspective on the movie itself should be based on what the movie provides. You know? There's going to be things that, and just like to me, Kantara is one of those movies that if I was Indian and I grew up in that region, I probably would have had a greater understanding of a lot of the stuff in it. But because of that, because I wasn't from there, I still was able to enjoy the movie on a different level. And I think that's it. Let's see, wait a minute. Okay, I feel like I've got hair in my mouth or something. It's driving me nuts. There's supposed to be 150 orders for the clone troopers. See, I don't know. What's the final order? I don't know. Three Idiots, a documentary about Billy J and Melbourne. I mean, it's really good though. Went to India 5 years back for 2 months, got the shits for 3 weeks. Good times. Not a fan of your cow urine drinks and cow urine hair tonic. I wonder if that's a local thing. But all in all, India equal great people. Just get out of the city. Stunning places to be found in India. Oh, I know. Just some of the cinematography that I've seen in these movies is like, wow, I want to go there. What's the aspect you think stands out? For me, it's cinematography. I mean, for me, it's the number one thing. The number one thing in all of these movies is it's just like Spielberg, right? To me, Spielberg is one of those people who there's a genuine wonder in a lot of his movies, and you can feel it. And it's the same thing that I'm getting from a lot of these Indian movies, is this sense of wonder and passion for whatever the subject matter is, and an earnestness that can't be faked. You know, you can try to fake earnestness, but audiences are very keen and know when they're being, kind of drug along. A lot of Indian movies just have that earnestness that you find yourself just completely just swept up in it, And I think that's one of the things that I love about Indian film is that there's especially like I said, Three Idiots. I mean, I don't want to give away my review, but I'll just say the first 30 minutes, I'm like, okay, I see what this movie is. I see what this movie is going to be about. I had no idea how long it was. Hit the little button to see how long was left, and I'm like, there's 2 hours left? what kind of ride is this? What's going on? This is a comedy, right? A 2.5 hour comedy? No, it's a 2.5 hour comedy drama story. And it's awesome. And it's, I mean, seriously, I didn't look at the time again. It was just such a good movie to watch. And I think for me, that's what it is. The cinematography is great, of course. But for me, it's a lot about, it's just a lot about that feeling, the feeling that I get, you know? Um, yeah, it's that earnestness. You can't, like I said, you can't fake it. Am I going to the Metallica concerts in 2024? Dramedy? It's tough because I feel like most of Three Idiots is comedy, but there's a lot of, it's just heart. You know, you can feel it, that heart. And I feel like, I think if most people, if you hadn't seen Adventures in Game Chasing, to me, that movie has heart. And it's one of the things that drew me to want to do it. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Love Billy and Jay like brothers. But if it was just like a gross out movie or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know if I would have been as keen to quit my job for it. But because of what the story was, especially at the beginning, it set the tone for what that movie was going to be. And it made me go, that's exactly, yes, yes, yes. And it's that earnestness that you can't fake that. Um, but yeah, if anyone wants to learn how to get around India safely and want to avoid just generally advice where to go, see Carl Rock's YouTube channel. It's all about India. Yeah, talk to me about stress. I have 3 master's degrees and I perfectly relate to 3 idiots. Servan, exactly. I have 0 degrees and I could see it. But I'm a weird dude, okay? I'm just a weird dude. I didn't finish college. I started taking, in a weird kind of way, I'm not saying I'm what was his name? Well, his name is Rancho, but then his real name, I can't remember anyway, it doesn't matter. Spoilers. But Rancho, his character reminded me of me because after a while I started taking classes, not because well, right, Amir Khan, right. That's his real name. I'm talking about at the end, but we don't want to get into that. I started taking classes because I wanted to take the class, not because it was to a degree, because I wanted to enrich myself. I didn't care about having a piece of paper that said, hey, I took these classes. It's a weird thing, but I was always like that. Yeah, Music Beast, yeah. Hopefully, if people hadn't seen the movie, they won't remember that. They probably won't. But it's just one of those things that a lot of the, I guess the values that he was trying to impart to his friends and the audience are things that I agree with, like wholeheartedly. You know, and about your career not being something that is just about money, you know? Do it with passion and do something that you're passionate about. I mean, it's awesome. Yeah, Billy's arc had meaning and purpose. Yeah. Most Indian movies are masala movies. They aren't genre specific. You get everything in good proportion. That's a really good way to put it. There's a little bit of everything in there. And no, I don't think there's any booty in that movie. I mean, no. Not in the way you're probably thinking. But I wanted to talk about some other movies. So maybe like little quickie reviews of movies that I watched in the last week. Some people are not going to care about this. I'm just going to tell you. Some people are just not going to care. But I wanted to talk about these movies, but I don't think that, not to say that they don't deserve their own review or their own video, But I just feel like probably nobody's going to watch those videos. Nobody would click on a video for my review of Nope. Okay. So yeah, I watched Nope. And I will say I enjoyed the movie. In fact, I really liked Get Out. Us was kind of okay. A lot of people didn't like that one. I thought it was okay. I just didn't think it was very effective. This was a fun movie. I liked the journey, but then it almost ends in a way that makes me go, but isn't that against what you just said? And I can't really say, if you haven't seen the movie, I can't really say much more than that. But there's something that happens at the end that makes me question the values that were kind of trying to be imparted throughout the movie. So there's that. Curse of Oak Island is on, going to watch that later. Yeah, a lot of people are into that show. And seems like every show is the same. You know? It's like, well, we didn't find it, but we found this. Which has nothing to do with it, really. But anyway, I gave my dad crap about that show. But Keke Palmer was good. Yeah, I mean, look, I love Daniel Kaluuya. I mean, that guy, ever since the first thing I saw him in was the Black Mirror episode. And I loved that episode. And I thought, wow, he was good. I've liked him in everything I've seen him in. And Steven Yeun, I mean, come on. I love that guy. But it also has one of my favorite, I would consider him to be a character actor because that's pretty much all he does. He never really stars in a movie. Michael Wincott. Holy crap. Holy crap, I love Michael Wincott. That guy's voice. Yeah. Yeah. So I really liked it. I really liked Nope. It's not great. I feel like it's worth watching, especially if you have Peacock, because it's free right now on Peacock. The next movie, Uncharted. Now, wait a minute. The media is, okay, sucking Jordan Peele way too much right now. They kept calling him the best horror director ever. Like, nope. Look. Wait, I don't think there's anything there anymore. Oh, the Oak Island stuff. I mean, who knows, you know? And see, Ricky says, Nope was boring to me. I think Jordan Peele's movies are way overrated and overhyped. See, okay, I totally get what you're saying. Okay? But I don't listen to hype. Hype doesn't matter to me. It doesn't, I don't, and this is something that's on everything, like that in itself is kind of hyperbole. But so many people, especially on Twitter, they hype up everything that they're into. Oh my God, it's the best movie ever. Justice League is the best movie ever. Come on. No, it's not. Or, oh my God, this is the worst movie ever. No, it's not. No, it's not. Calm down. There is such a thing as a middle ground, right? It doesn't have to be the best movie ever or the worst movie ever. It can be somewhere in the middle. And Nope, for me, is somewhere in the middle. It's a fun movie. I had a good time watching it. When it was over, I went, huh, okay, that's pretty good. That was pretty fun. Especially Keke Palmer. I thought she's awesome. But, and Daniel Kaluuya was a little too there for me. But I loved seeing Michael Wincott. Loved seeing Steven Yeun. It was fun. It's a fun movie. Interesting movie. Some interesting ideas. But that's okay. Yes, everything is either trash or fire. Exactly. And that's the thing. Order 42 should be about the middle. You know? The gray. Maybe I should make everything gray in my logo. Because there is beauty in the gray. You know? It doesn't always have to be one way or the other. You know? There can be something in the middle, a common ground that we can all come to. It doesn't have to be the worst thing ever, the best thing ever. Uncharted is another one. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen. Definitely not the best movie I've ever seen either. This movie was disappointing for me. And it's disappointing because I was ready to set aside all of my preconceived notions of what Uncharted was and just enjoy what I was given, right? Try to enjoy the movie on its own merits and not worry about what came before. But man, it was just so meh, you know? It's just meh. Yes, Uncharted average. Absolute like aggressively average. Like it seemed like they were trying to make it completely average. And wrong casting. I mean, I don't disagree with that. I just I'm just gonna say it. I don't believe Mark Wahlberg. He didn't have any of the warmth that Sully is supposed to have. And maybe that's for the sequel or whatever, but no. I actually found Tom Holland fine, but didn't it was kind of like in a lot of ways, I think the way people said that Solo didn't really feel like Han Solo to them, but on a certain level, they still kind of enjoyed it, even though they didn't really see him as Han Solo. I can understand that because that's kind of how I felt here. I kind of felt like Tom Holland didn't bug me, but he didn't feel like Nathan Drake to me. But yeah, there you go. I didn't watch Uncharted due to its casting. As soon as I saw Tom Holland, I wasn't interested. Yeah. We all know Ishtar is the worst movie ever. I guarantee you there are worse movies than Ishtar. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Now, if you're talking about the biggest disappointment, that may be true. But I guarantee you it's not the worst movie ever. I've seen some pretty damn bad movies in my time. Okay? Just saying. That casting was just bizarre. I just look, I just don't believe. Like, I believe Tom Holland as Nathan Drake more than I believe Mark Wahlberg as Sully. Son of the Mask. There you go. How about what was that? I mean, there's some bad movies out there. There's some bad movies out there. Just saying. Am I going to do your best worst movies of the year vid? I'm not going to do a video. I'll probably do the last stream of the year. So in like 2 weeks. I'll have that all set up and that'll be that video for that week or that stream for that week, as we'll talk about that. My favorite stuff that I watched this year or whatever. Yeah. Alien Shark was probably worse. Yeah, I guarantee you, Christmas Twister is a worse movie than Ishtar. It's worse than Son of the Mask, even. Just saying. Oh no, I've seen the Nathan Fillion on YouTube. Absolutely. But the thing is, you have to understand from a studio perspective, and this is one of the things that we talked about a lot with Uncharted, is that with a studio perspective and James Bond, any of those, right? Any of these where we're like, oh, Idris Elba would make a great James Bond. Yeah, he would have 15, 20 years ago. Now he's getting older now. He's in his 50s, I believe. They're not going to want to start a franchise where they're going to want to do, let's say, 5 movies in somebody's run as James Bond. 2 movies, just 2 years. 2 years in between. He'll be 60 something, right? And they're not going to want to, with Sully, they want a franchise. So they wanted somebody that was probably in their 40s, early 50s, so then they can age him kind of into the role as the franchise gets older. I understand the reasoning behind Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland. But yeah. I'd still love to see Idris Elba on a standalone Bond film. They'll never do that. That's not the way that they operate. And it sucks. It sucks. Because I think it would be really cool to have a one-off Bond film, almost like Logan, you know, where Idris Elba could come in and play a James Bond that's just done, you know? but still can kick ass. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, do we really want another Roger Moore? Because look, I like a lot of the Roger Moore movies, but man, I'm telling you, A View to a Kill, laughable, laughable. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyway, uh, Astro Zombies, yeah. Uh, and Nathan Fillion is the same thing. Nathan Fillion is too old. He's too old to start a franchise with, but he was perfect in that one thing. That little capsule, that little thing is about as much as you can do with Nathan Fillion. It was great. But yeah, I will never believe Tom Holland to be anything except a side actor. I don't think he's that bad. I really don't. I really don't. It's Pat. No excuse. Look at Keanu at his age. Yeah, but he's looking old, man. It's starting to happen. I think some people, like a lot of people look at me and they go, "You don't look 46." My dad is like that. My dad doesn't look his age. But there came a time where it was like all of a sudden overnight, it looked like he gained 10 years. That's going to happen with me. I know it's going to happen. You know? But it's just like Keanu. It's the same thing. He looked the same age for a long time. And then all of a sudden, bam, now he's looking old. Tom Cruise, same thing. Just if you went and saw Top Gun Maverick in the theater and you saw him introduce the movie at the beginning, holy crap, he looks so much older than he does in the movie. And the movie was shot just a few years ago. So it's just one of those things. Henry Cavill is almost too old. I know. So if they're going to do it, they need to do it. Be interesting if he got that, right? I don't know. I doubt Uncharted will have a sequel. I kind of would like to see them be able to do something different and maybe hire writers that aren't, that are older than 23. Just saying. Which is probably really insulting to those writers. I don't mean to sound like that. I just feel that script needed time. The script could have been good with time, but it's almost like they just rushed it. 36. Who's 36? No, me, I'm 46. Yeah. If something doesn't do well, they double down. And it was a financial success. It really was. It says Uncharted 2 hasn't been confirmed yet. That was December 5th. Yeah, but, I mean, it definitely could happen. It definitely could happen. Now, I'll tell you this. The next 3 movies, I don't know how many people are going to have something to say about these. Just saying. So, what I was doing was I was looking at my wish list on Amazon. And I have a bunch of Criterion movies that I've never seen, but I want to see. And so I put them in there because I was thinking, hey, if they're cheap enough during one of these sales, I'll just pick it up. I've done that before. Well, I looked at a bunch of them on HBO Max and I'm like, cool. And then I was like, oh, you know what? Before, because they have a lot of them on HBO Max, a lot of the Criterion movies. So if you ever want to watch one first and you have HBO Max, you can give them a shot. So what I did was before I did that, looked for because most of them were, I think, Hitchcock movies, okay? That were on my list. I looked for, because how they have that thing where it's, what do you call it? Leaving soon. I think HBO Max is the only one that does that. Like they'll show you what movies just came out or that are new to the service, which ones are coming soon, and which ones are leaving soon. So it tells you, hey, by the end of this month, these will be gone. And so I was looking through that list and I saw this movie and I was like, I've always wanted to see it. I've thought about watching it so many times and never watched it. It's leaving at the end of the month. Screw it. I'm going to watch it. The Fisher King. Criterion arty farty movies. In a way, I agree with you. But there are some amazing movies on Criterion, right? I mean, I own a lot of Criterion. I mean, like here's a great example. I don't think these are arty farty movies, but Criterion makes it. They say these are important movies. These are movies that, uh, you know, set a standard. Can you hear that? It's the Blu-ray kind of. But you know what I mean? So it's not always arty farty. But The Fisher King, I'd never seen it. I love Terry Gilliam. Love him. Okay? Of course he's part of Monty Python, but I remember as a kid, loved Time Bandits. Loved that movie. Then I grew up, saw 12 Monkeys, and I'm like, Terry Gilliam, I love this guy. Right? Love the Monty Python stuff. Then I watched Brazil. Brazil is another one where I'm like, yes, I really enjoyed that movie. Uh, and then this one was one of those when I'm like, okay, Robin Williams, Jeff Bridges, Terry Gilliam, why wouldn't I see this movie? I watched it. And oh my God, number one, Jeff Bridges does not get enough credit. The guy is a really, really good actor. I don't know about great. Has he ever won an Academy Award? But really, really good actor. And then Robin frickin' Williams. Oh my God. It made me realize how much a loss that is. How much of a loss Robin Williams is. Because, oh my God, he is so good in this movie. I mean, yeah, Good Will Hunting is what he won for. Jeff Bridges has won an Oscar. Yeah. He's terrific in this movie. And Robin Williams was so damn good. But I have some other people to bring up in this movie that surprised me. Michael Jeter. You may not know the name, but he's one of those character actors that was just insanely good. He was in Jurassic Park 3. He was in The Green Mile. He was in a couple of Coen Brothers movies, I believe. But Michael Jeter was amazing in this movie. And like some of there are scenes in this movie that are funny. And I actually got tears in my eyes because I kept thinking, I always liked Michael Jeter. For some reason, Michael Jeter always stuck out to me. In Sister Act, yes. But he was one of those people that just stuck in my head for some reason. And when I saw him in this playing a role that I'd never seen him play, you know, basically a transvestite, I'm sitting there watching it and I got tears in my eyes at the ability, at the raw talent just emanating off the screen of this guy. So good in this movie and very memorable. I loved watching him. Amanda Plummer, who I don't think I've ever seen her in anything other than Pulp Fiction. And yes, he's been gone a while now. Exactly. But it's one of those weird things. Amanda Plummer, I don't think I've ever seen her in anything other than Pulp Fiction. And she was so good in this and playing off of Robin Williams. So good. And then Mercedes Ruehl. I'll be honest with you. Never seen a movie with Mercedes Ruehl where I was like, yeah, excellent. She was fantastic in this movie. Just fantastic. And she won the Academy Award for it. Best Supporting Actress. But if you don't know what this movie's about, so basically Jeff Bridges is kind of like Howard Stern, right? He's playing a Howard Stern kind of character. And he inspires this guy because he's you know, smooth talking kind of guy, but he's also kind of a dick. And he's talking to this guy and basically inspires this guy to shoot up a bar full of people. And he feels responsible for it and kind of loses his touch. Robin Williams is a homeless man. And in Jeff Bridges trying to help Robin Williams, I'm leaving out certain details. If you've seen the movie, you know that I'm leaving out certain details because it's in the the beauty of this movie unfolding to me that made it so memorable. But him helping out Robin Williams kind of gives him some of his spark back, Jeff Bridges. And it's this quid pro quo kind of thing. Beautiful movie. And it's got that classic Terry Gilliam kind of twist, quirkiness that I really like. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. I'll just say that. Been dealing with stick drift a month. Just realized my old Xbox One controller works with the new systems. Yes. Yeah. It's good stuff. And yeah, backwards compatibility with the controllers is pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. But anyway, let's move on. I've gushed enough about a movie that came out in 1991, I believe. But highly recommend it. It's on HBO Max if you're interested. But I've also been making my way through the Shawscope collection. And yeah, the 5 Deadly Venoms I watched. Fun movie. Really, really fun movie. Really enjoyed this one. And then followed by the return of the 5 Deadly Venoms, which is completely a misnomer because it's not about the 5 Deadly Venoms at all. It's actually called, the original title is Crippled Avengers. No shit. That's the name of the movie. And it's so much fun. So much fun to watch. I really, really enjoyed this one. So, yeah, I'm making my way through the Shawscope movies, and yeah, they've been really fun. So, but yeah, that's honestly, the name Crippled Avengers is why I originally watched the movie, because I own it on DVD. And it was from ain'titcool.com that, and we'll talk about Ain't It Cool a little bit later, but ain'titcool.com, you know, he used to do this thing where every week he would do a column kind of highlighting the movies that were coming out that week on Blu-ray or on DVD or whatever. Hey, these movies are coming out. You should, you know, look into them if you're interested. Crippled Avengers was one of them. And I picked it up on his recommendation and loved it. So, there you go. Was I boring you guys? I'm sorry. Seriously, it feels like I have hair in my mouth and it's driving me nuts. Hey, at least you didn't do it when I was trying to tell an important story. Jeez, man. Jeez. But you know what time it is. Do you know what time it is? It's time. It's all good, Rob. Yeah, look. The thing is, to me, Order 42 is a journey. And sometimes I'm going to watch an old freaking movie that nobody's even ever talked, or nobody's talked about for however long, right? And I want to talk about it. And I'm going to, because I love it. So, yeah. Have I seen what? If I've seen Crippled Avengers, yes, I have. It's great. If that's what you're talking about. I wish they'd move away from AA batteries. Can't you just get the charge and play kit or whatever, where it's just basically a lithium ion battery that you put in there and then you can charge it with the USB-C cable? But yeah, you should watch Fisher King. But yeah. Hey, Christmas time, and I'm kind of an elf with elvish ears that you can't see, but trust me, they're under that cap. It's Christmas time. All right, guys, you know what time it is. It's the time. Have you seen this? Is when we look at stuff on Reddit or wherever, and sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's cute, sometimes I just want to show it to you. So that's what we're going to do right now. 2 friends playing tag. Now, if this doesn't just put a smile on your heart, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, let's watch it. it's hard to tell who's having more fun there. The dog or the baby. The dog or the baby. So yeah, I thought that was cool. Now this one is really kind of neat. And I don't understand why it doesn't just go to the top level. Come on, man. But best friends for life. I know. I feel bad for that dog. That little brat won't leave it alone. Yeah, but no, that dog was having a blast. That dog was having a blast, man. Come on. But this is one of these, it's a program. See, this is on TikTok. There you go. It's this program where each of those things kind of jiggle around and, you know, rock beats paper, or rock beats scissors, scissors beats paper, paper beats rock, right? So just watch this play out. This was fun, just fun to watch. So here you go. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Oh, rock! Oh! Oh, okay. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh! Wow! I just thought that was fun. It's fun to watch. So there you go. Now this one, if you don't know what durian is, the only reason I know what durian is because I watch the Food Network a lot. But durian is a very, very stinky fruit that they always tried to sneak into stuff. And yes, Nightbot, thank you for that. I do believe Nightbot is single, but are you a secret Redditor, Rob? I mean, it's not really a secret, is it? No? I mean, you can't really see, can you? Let me do this. Yeah, my Redditor thing is Rob the Idiot. I just know durian from Breath of the Wild. Yeah, but what it is it's a very incredibly stinky fruit. And the reason that I kept this is because my wife went to Singapore and they made her try durian. And she said it is the stinkiest, grossest thing she's ever put in her mouth. And you can smell, you know, they sell it on the street and you can smell it, you know, as you walk by. She said it smells like it smells terrible. It smells terrible. But watch this. This cat smells durian for the first time. You ready? Come on. That's funny. That's funny. Especially if you know anything about durian. Now, okay, now this one. Oh, Thailand. Maybe it is Thailand. Because she went to Thailand too while she was there. Now, have you ever heard of a hand pan? Because this is one of those things where, as somebody who I dabble in a little bit of music. I kind of want a hand pan, and I kind of want one of those xylophone things that I've shown on the channel. But just listen to this guy play this hand pan.
A lot of times people are like, what's the hardest thing you can play on handpan? And what people want to see is like... But I think the hardest thing is something more like this.
Come on. Come on. That's freaking awesome. And the way that he's bending the note. Did you hear that? That boo, dude, so freaking cool. So freaking cool. I want one. And guess what? They're freaking expensive, man. They're like a good, like one that's tuned. Because that's the thing. Over time, they go out of tune and you have to tune them yourself. But the expensive ones are like $1,500 to $3,000. Yeah. Holy crap. But anyway, I just thought that was cool. Now this one, you've got a dog and a cat. Oscar Perez, welcome. On break and wanted to check in. Well, you got a little bit of have you seen this, you know? But here's the thing. I want to know from you guys. And Leon's here? Sounds like exactly like hitting a saucepan. Yeah, but the pitch is perfect. Leon, it's awesome. It's awesome. I want one. Yeah, that would be really cool. And yeah, a trip to Italy, bam, right there. But you've got a dog and a cat playing chess and what appears to be a referee. What do you think's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen in this video? Is what I'd like to know. And it doesn't look like they know how to play chess. I'm just saying. I don't know a whole lot about chess, but I'm pretty sure the pawns don't end up all behind the, all the other pieces. But anyway. So you think cat pees on the board, okay? I think Leon was dropping ass. I mean, possible. Possible. I saw Leon in a VHS video with Billy in it. Cat throws a tantrum and swipes the board clean. Knight takes bishop and gets the check. Middle cat gonna jump on the board. Well, let's just see. I'm glad you guys were playing along here. I want you to see what happens. I don't know why, but it just cracked me up. It just cracked me up because it almost looks like there's an actual game going on, and the cat in the middle just kind of like, it's just I don't I don't know. It just made me it just made me laugh. Okay, so there you go. That was. Have you seen this? Hi, Merry Christmas. I'm standing next to Santa Claus, and he's got his old radio here. I'm gonna take my really veiny hand, and I guess I'm gonna get back to work in the sweatshop making toys for all the kids. Okay, bye. That was Have You Seen This? I like how the dog just watched. I know, the dog just was like what? It's so good. I love it. I love that stuff. But you know what time it is after Have You Seen This? It's time for some of the news. Okay? We've got some news here. Okay? Now, it's good that Leon is here because there's some news that I think he's going to be very, very interested in. And first up on the news is that just the other day, Dune Part 2 wraps production. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Dune. Okay? I am. And I know Leon hates it. If it's Avatar, I'm leaving. Avatar's coming later. It will. But it's Dune. What am I gonna say? But yeah, Dune Part 2 comes out in November of 2023. I mean, look, here's the deal. I can totally understand when somebody doesn't like Dune. Okay? It's not for everybody. I get it. I totally get it. But for me, big TV, great surround sound system, just cranked. I loved it. I loved it. I loved the music. I loved the design of the ornithopters. I love the still suits. I love the story, even though the story is very classic hero's journey kind of stuff. I still loved it. And I get it. Sorry, Leon. I hope you're still here. It's really not. It's really not. There was a story. Yeah, there's a story. Now, here's the thing. I totally get when people don't like a movie and don't like a story, or here's the one that I really like is when somebody said, I really didn't like it when this character did that. And I'm like, but isn't that the way life is? Sometimes. Gotta go. Thanks for streaming. Oscar, thank you for being here. And hey, if you want to catch the replay, you can. Or if not, you're just like, screw that. I just want to watch it live. Whatever, man. You do what you need to do. Thank you for being here. It's always a pleasure having you here. It's a pleasure having everybody here. I mean, let's be honest. Everybody's welcome. But yeah, I love it when people say that because it's very, to me, it's like, it's kind of like, man, if that character had only done this, then everything would have been okay. And that's where I have a problem with it because to me, real life is like that. And sometimes you don't know the decisions you make and what those decisions will lead to. You know what I'm saying? Now, when the things that I don't like is when a character doesn't communicate properly to another character. This character thinks something bad about this character because he didn't explain himself properly. And then a bunch of crap happens because really the whole movie could have been fixed if they would have just communicated like human beings. That's the kind of stuff that I don't like. To me, that is, I wouldn't say bad writing, but it's kind of lazy writing. And sometimes those are the things where it irritates me. Or somebody's prevented from explaining something is one thing. You know, or somebody has all the knowledge, all the things that's going to fix everything, and he ends up dying in a car wreck. Shit like that happens. You know what I mean? That's the way sometimes things happen. But it's when, you know what I'm talking about, where it's just like, if you guys would have just talked to each other for 5 seconds, everything would have been all right. Still waiting for Sherlock Holmes 3. Yeah. Sherlock 3 indefinitely hiatus, which whatever that means. It means probably not going to happen. Guy Ritchie has moved on and is doing other things. In fact, he's doing, what was that? Some trailer I saw with Hugh Grant and Jason Statham, and it looked like sort of a comedy, but almost like a, I don't know. It looked weird. I don't know. But what is going on? It's literally like I have hair in my mouth. That is so weird. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, Expendables 4 and Expendables. Guy Ritchie's fake accent is a comedy. Yeah, see, like I liked some of his movies, but man, was it just The Gentleman? I found to be just kind of a bummer. But this news that we're about to talk about broke last Wednesday. And I want to talk about it because there's been a lot of talk about it. So, yeah. So Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman 3 not moving forward as DC movies hit a turning point. And as we know, James Gunn and Peter Safran are basically the co-heads of the new DC studios. And they are in the final stages of prepping their multi-year plan ahead of next week's pivotal presentation to David Zaslav. So, this article was really interesting. Lock, Stock, and Snatch were great. Absolutely, Wraith. Absolutely. Film got pulled because the baddies were Ukrainian and the filmmakers thought it was not appropriate. It's being released in January 2nd, years after filming. Oh, okay. Wonder Woman 2 sucked. They shut that crap down. Wonder Woman 3 is still on, just not Patty Jenkins' version. Heard the script was a mess like 84. Yeah, but here's the thing. James Gunn came out on Twitter and said this. So, as for the story yesterday, which was December 7th, as for the story yesterday in the Hollywood Reporter, some of it is true, some of it is half true, some of it is not true, and some of it we haven't decided yet whether it's true or not. Although this first month at DC has been fruitful, building the next 10 years of story takes time, and we're still just beginning. Peter and I chose to helm DC Studios knowing we were coming into a fractious environment. That's a big word. Anyway, both in the stories being told and in the audience itself. And there would be an unavoidable transitional period as we moved into telling a cohesive story across film, TV, animation, and gaming. But in the end, the drawbacks of that transitional period were dwarfed by the creative possibilities and the opportunity to build upon what has worked at DC so far, and to help rectify what is not. We know we are not going to make every single person happy every step of the way, but we can promise everything we do is done in the service of the story and in the service of the DC characters we know you cherish, and we have cherished our whole lives. As for more answers about the future of the DCU, I will sadly have to ask you to wait. We are giving these characters and the stories the time and attention they deserve, and we ourselves still have a lot more questions to ask and answer. So, Patty Jenkins has put out a statement today. Really? Because there was another article that had come out that I was going to pull up that said that, let's see, Patty Jenkins. Oh, wow. Okay. Holy crap. They should avoid connecting any of the new films with one another. Also, yeah. Anyone watch Slumberland? It was fun to watch. It was really surprised. I have not watched that. But let's see. I'm not one to talk about private career matters, but I will not allow inaccuracies to continue. Here are the facts. I originally left Rogue Squadron after a long and productive development process when it became clear it couldn't happen soon enough, and I did not want to delay Wonder Woman 3 any further. When I did, Lucasfilm asked me to consider coming back to Rogue Squadron after Wonder Woman 3, which I was honored to do so I agreed. They made a new deal with me. In fact, I'm still on it, and that project has been in active development ever since. I don't know if it will happen or not. We never do until the development process is complete, but I look forward to its potential ahead. When there started being backlash about Wonder Woman 3 not happening, the attractive clickbait false story that it was me that killed it or walked away started to spread. This is simply not true. I never walked away. I was open to considering anything asked of me. It was my understanding that there was nothing I could do to move anything forward at this time. DC is obviously buried in changes they are having to make, so I understand these decisions are difficult right now. I do not want what has been a beautiful journey with Wonder Woman to land on a negative note. I have loved and been so honored to be the person who got to make these last two Wonder Woman films. She's an incredible character. Living in and around her values makes one a better person every day. I wish her and her legacy an amazing future ahead, with or without me. Walking side by side with Linda Carter, an absolute legend. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah. She just kind of goes on and says all this stuff. So that's what it sounds like, is that Wonder Woman is just in a hiatus. And that's what I was going to get to, was that, yeah, a lot of this stuff is up in the air. I mean, the whole thing about Henry Cavill supposedly back as Superman. And then James Gunn says Superman is a huge priority and debunks rumors of where he stands with Henry Cavill. Everybody started running with things. Everybody, right? And we started thinking, yeah, Patty took her ball and went home. Or maybe Patty Jenkins, James Gunn said, hey, we need to wait. And Patty, I'm not waiting. There's a whole lot of things. She says that she's still, Wonder Woman 3 is in a hiatus kind of thing. Patty got told she was no longer required well, let's see. It was my understanding there was nothing I could do to move anything forward at this time. So right now, Wonder Woman is also in hiatus, just like everything else. And that's the truth. That is the truth right now, is that everything is in hiatus. Now, here's the funny thing, okay? So you've still got The Flash, Flashpoint coming out in June. You got Aquaman 2 coming out. But to me, and this is something that has been talked about on every single freaking thing, Gal Gadot cured the pandemic by singing Imagine on Zoom. True story. Yeah. There's a whole lot of things up in the air right now. So the question is, you've still got The Flash. You're sitting on that. You've got Aquaman 2 that are pretty much ready to come out. What do you do with those movies? And when you're going to start, really restart or restart a franchise, do you want the baggage that comes along with all the stuff, all the problems in the past? I don't know. Does that include Henry Cavill as, as Superman? Even though I think Henry Cavill was an excellent Superman. Do you just wipe the slate clean and start over? I don't know. But yeah, for James Gunn, he came out, was it yesterday or 2 days ago, and said that Superman is a huge priority, probably the biggest priority. And of course, people are saying, oh, he has something against Henry Cavill. No, they just don't know what the plan is yet. And the thing is, I think that they're going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait and see what happens because, unfortunately, they have 2 films under the current sort of universe that they created, such as it was. But you've still got these 2 different things happening that they've got to do something with. Me personally, I don't understand why they hadn't already released those movies. Just get them out there. Get them out there and get them going so that they can live whatever life they're going to live, and then you can make this new universe or whatever. It almost feels a bit too much like a little bit of jumping the gun. James Gunn, get it? But it feels a little bit too much like that. Because why announce that you're going to do anything? Why announce that there's new heads of the studio or anything when you have 2 movies? Oh, I'm sorry. There's also Shazam 2. If you're going to wipe the slate clean and start over, what are you going to do with these movies? I don't know. Rumor was her story was about Steve coming back and behind the League of Shadows. Yeah, but who knows that? Who really knows that? That's the thing. And yeah, of course, Gal Gadot, however you say it, Gal Gadot, I don't know. Yeah, she still wants to play Wonder Woman. She said just a couple of weeks ago that she was like, I can't wait to play Wonder Woman again or something. I just bought Pearl on Blu-ray on Amazon. It was on sale for $13. Mia was great in X, even though I didn't like the film. All right. People were mad when Wonder Woman didn't have armpit hair. I mean, but yeah, everything going on in DC is so strange that why would you? Because the thing is, here it is. I think Henry Cavill is probably the best option to play Superman, but he's tied to all of this stuff that's gone on in the past, and if you're going to start over, you should start over. Don't keep anybody. Jason Momoa is Aquaman. Gal Gadot. Ben Affleck. You just get rid of everybody. I mean, Ezra Miller is pretty much already gone. But he's still got a movie coming out. So it's like, ah! And apparently the whole thing is this week is when they're supposed to present to David Zaslav their plan about what they want to do. So what do you do? Crisis on Infinitely Bad Scripts. Jim Largo, welcome. Keep Cavill and let Gunn reboot the DCEU. But see, that's the thing. It's like, what do you do? Even Henry Cavill is tied to that. And then it'll be like, wait, so he's the same Superman, but everybody else has changed? Like, I don't know what you do. That's why James Gunn is getting paid the big bucks now as the head of a studio. James Gunn got everything now. Fit wife, a steady high-paying job, and creative control, and a fit wife. Yeah. James Gunn, you're assuming James Gunn is starting over when in fact nothing has been announced. I know. But what I'm saying is, if you're making a plan for 10 years, right? That's what he said. 10-year plan. If you're making that plan, Why would you keep anything? And you have to admit, the tone of those movies is completely different than anything really that James Gunn has ever done. Anything that James Gunn has been involved with. Like, one of the best ideas to me, and I'm not just saying it because it's Robert Meyer Burnett, but Robert Meyer Burnett on the John Campea show said, do it like, basically start off Guardians of the Gotham. Start off with everybody. Instead of doing a single movie here, a single movie there, and then bring them together, just start off like Guardians of the Galaxy with all of these characters and then move forward. Then you can do individual movies, but start off that way. Maybe that's the plan. I think that's a great idea because if you think about it, Guardians of the Galaxy was kind of insane. That there were so many characters that you had to introduce and get behind. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. But if that's the case, man, what do you do? I just don't know. I don't know what you do. Once the plan is set, they need to announce them at their event so that there will be no more rumors and debacles. Having their fans in the audience wondering what is not a good look for, what is and what isn't is not a good look for Warner Brothers. Absolutely. But here's the thing. The fans drive a lot of here's the thing. No matter what they say, no matter what they end up doing, just like what he said, James Gunn said, somebody's going to be unhappy. Oh, we're going to take some of the pieces that clearly, let's be honest, didn't work too well. Aquaman 2, think about this. Aquaman 2 and Wonder Woman were the only two movies in the DCEU that made over $1 billion. They were the most successful. Suicide Squad was one of the lowest performing. Now, of course, that's because Warner Brothers shot themselves in the foot and did the day and date, hey, we're going to release it on HBO Max the same day it's in theaters. So, I mean, they kind of shot themselves in the foot with that. But that's the weird thing. And I got to be honest with you. If we lost Jason Momoa as Aquaman, I wouldn't be that upset. If we lost Gal Gadot, here's the thing about Gal Gadot. I think she's gorgeous. Can't exactly carry a movie though. She's not the best actress. I'm just saying it. I'm just trying to be honest. She's not the best actress. So, man, I don't know what you do. So really there's option A, which is take some of the pieces that are still remaining and kind of try to start a new story with those characters or with those actors. Or completely wipe the slate clean and start over with a brand new cast. I don't know. Sweet, new Witcher 3 update is live, playing it right meow. All right, do the thing. Lots of egos. The Rock being one massive potential ego issue. Exactly. And here's the thing. With Black Adam, look, I can tolerate Dwayne Johnson. Okay? Not a huge fan of Dwayne Johnson. Never really have been. I liked him in The Rundown. But yeah. Wonder Woman didn't make over $1 billion? Really? I thought it did. I'll just say this. Aquaman 2 and Wonder Woman were the most successful of the DCEU. I'll just say that. Okay? Gal Gadot. Whatever. Aquaman 2 is coming out. Man of Steel 700 plus. Batman vs Superman 850 plus. Suicide Squad 700 plus. Wait. No. Really? Now remember, there's Suicide Squad and then the Suicide Squad. Yeah, Suicide Squad made 740. I don't understand how that one was so bad. Yeah, the Suicide Squad with James Gunn only made 168 million worldwide. Wonder Woman. Oh, it only. Oh, wow. Okay, 822 million. Interesting. Interesting. I'm still surprised that Aquaman made over that 1.15 billion. Why? I didn't really care for it, to be honest. But here's the thing. Black Adam with the was Dwayne Johnson still the number one actor in the world, or is that Ryan Reynolds? But even then, $389 million. So for one of the biggest movie stars in the world to not even be able to crack 400 million. No, the Suicide Squad was one of the biggest. Because there's Suicide Squad, right? And then there's James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. Yeah. Aquaman 2 hasn't Amber Heard been dropped in the bent out of Game of Thrones cast? I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with Aquaman 2. They haven't said a whole lot. Jason Momoa needs to play Lobo. Rock and Henry Cavill have already supposedly bumped heads. Well, they have the same agent. So, and he was very, very excited to announce that Henry Cavill was back. In fact, he was part of the reason why he came back. Tried watching Aquaman and the CGI made me want to puke. Yeah, I didn't like it. I'm not a big fan. Yeah, look, the thing is, there's so much going on with this that we just don't know yet. Now, I guarantee you that James Gunn and Peter Safran, they know what they want to do. But we're not going to know for a while. So, can James Gunn make a heroic film set in modern times, or will it just be a snark fest? Heard has been replaced by Clark. Amelia Clark? Really? Set to release December 2023. Really? Really? I guess I didn't realize that. I did not know that. See? We're learning stuff. We are learning stuff. So here's the thing. I guess my big thing here is that there's a lot of people, including me, trying to figure out what the hell they're going to do. And you've got some really, really talented actors and a lot of confusion. You've got, I mean, seriously, you've got Shazam out there. You've got Aquaman out there. You got Flash out there. And the biggest, first or second biggest movie star in the world came out with a movie and it couldn't break 400 million. So it's obviously not working. There's a lot of, I think most people, regardless of what you think, I mean, this is something that Campia said, but it's absolutely true. Regardless of what you think, they haven't met the potential of what these stories have to offer. I mean, DC was always bigger than Marvel, weren't they? I mean, to think that an Iron Man movie could make more than Black Adam. That's crazy. Or an Iron Man movie could make more than Superman. Or a Batman movie. All I'm trying to say is there's a lot of potential there. And I kind of have to agree with some of the other pundits, not just Campion, not just Burnett, but a lot of people have said, just don't, I mean, if you're really trying to look at this, I just don't know if you can do it while trying to pick up pieces. Opinions about upcoming movie Oppenheimer. Well, Oppenheimer looks awesome. It's Christopher Nolan. I'm immediately intrigued. I find a lot of the behind the scenes stuff interesting. You know, the fact that he, left Warner Brothers to go over to Universal to make this movie. The fact that he supposedly used, he recreated the bomb going off using, not using CGI. So I'm assuming we're talking practical effects here. He didn't actually set off a nuclear bomb. That's impossible. But he did it using some physical effects, some special effects. That sounds really, really interesting. So yeah, that's gonna be kind of cool. Need to do the Injustice timeline. Could be an alternate timeline set after Flashpoint. It could be pretty dark. But see, that's the thing. That's assuming that they want to move forward using some of the stuff that's set up in Flashpoint already. Flashpoint was filmed way before James Gunn and Peter Safran were brought on to be the head of DC Studios. So what if they don't like any of that? I don't know. Yeah, seeing when you say nuclear explosion, he said they recreated a nuclear explosion. They didn't say that they actually set off a nuclear explosion. So it's all about the wording, and a lot of people are kind of misconstruing what was actually said. Let me see. Let's see. I think it was on. Well, here, I'll just do this. Nolan, Oppenheimer. I hate The Guardian. Sorry, but I hate The Guardian. Can't stand it. This is what he said. Christopher Nolan recreated a nuclear weapon explosion without CGI. That doesn't mean that he actually set off a nuclear explosion. So just in case people are worried that Christopher Nolan is going around setting off nuclear explosions in places, no. He recreated one without CGI, meaning he used practical effects, on-set effects. Now, this could be a set the size of my driveway. This could be a set the size of DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth area. But all he's saying is that they recreated a nuclear weapon explosion without CGI. That's all that's saying. I hope that's clear. Snyder Cut had visions of an Injustice storyline. I just want to see it brought to screen. Exactly, Ray. Yeah. I just want a Batman who laughs movie adaptation. I want to see what leads to that future and how they'll get out of it. See, here's the thing. There are so many different things that they could do. And so many amazing stories to pull from. Some people said Kingdom Come. The Kingdom Come storyline. Pretty cool. But it's also sort of multiverse kind of thing. And the fact that he said, what did he say? Let's see. Peter and I chose to helm DC Studios knowing we were coming into a fractious environment, both in the stories being told and in the audience itself. And there would be an unavoidable transitional period as we moved into telling a cohesive story across film, TV, animation, and gaming. Thank you, Wraith. You were pretty quick there. Pretty quick. I like it. Thank you. Imagine creating a set as big as DFW and not use it to... Yeah. I was just saying so. Movie recommendation. Watch Drishyam 1 and Drishyam 2. Indian crime thriller. 5-star rating in my opinion. Sing. Thank you. I have got it on the list. And I'm going to tell you, there's over 400 movies of Indian movies on my list. And right now, after I watch Three Idiots, right now, Drishyam 1 and 2 are the number one requested, I should say, Indian movie to watch. So yeah, Just added to it. That experience from Shady J Chat. Oh, I know. I know. I know it. So anyway, Oppenheimer is gonna be something. I mean, it's Christopher Nolan. It's kind of like, to me, and I know there's a lot of people, Leon included, doesn't like the first Avatar movie. All I know is I've seen all of James Cameron movies and I've never been disappointed. With Christopher Nolan, some of his movies haven't been my favorite movie I've ever seen, but he brings a lot of like talent to the table, and I want to see what this guy does. That's just how I roll. Yeah, now they're bashing Tinder. They're really after that. Yep. I mean, they really are. Yeah. Whatever with that crap, you know. And see, Leon, with you bringing up Fern Gully, exactly. I said that it's kind of like the people that, and I'll say this, and you just think about what I'm saying here. I feel like the people that don't like Avatar, and in fact tell you what they think about Avatar after you've said that you liked it, they're kind of like vegans. The vegans that say, "Oh, I can't believe you're eating that." Kind of like, I just said I like the movie, and now you're telling me everything that's wrong with it. Oh, it's like this, it's like that. Okay. Just saying. Avatar is one of those movies that whenever you say, "Hey, I'm looking forward to Avatar: The Way of Water," people come out of the woodwork to tell you what they think of the first movie. Out of the woodwork. They go, "Oh, you Avatar was just dancing with wolves in space." Okay? Or whenever sometimes you say something that you like, hey, I really like, I'll say this. I like pineapple on pizza. And then people will, "Oh my God." Hey, you know, little people like what they like, man. So that's what I'm saying. It wasn't bad, just not original. Okay. My question is, did you see it in the theater in 3D with no glasses on? I'm talking about like if you have corrective lenses. Because my wife can't stand Avatar. She didn't connect. It didn't connect with her at all. But the first time that she saw the movie, she saw it with glasses on and 3D glasses over that. So it killed all of the depth. So the whole reason to see the movie was completely lost on her. And of course, she didn't want to watch it again. I went and saw it 5 more times. Just saying. Transformers Rise of the Beast trailer is an L for me. Why they are not continuing the original Unicron story. I'll be honest with you, I saw the trailer and was like, okay, some of that looked cool, but I don't care. It's not for me. You know what I mean? The Rise of the Beast stuff, it's, you know, you got gorillas running. Why? I never understood that. Which is why I never watched any of the Rise of the Beast stuff. Why would you transform into a big giant gorilla? How are you hiding? You're not hiding. What's the difference between a big metal gorilla and a big metal robot? Not much. If I saw a big metal gorilla, I'd be just as scared. The whole point of transforming is so that you blend in. What the hell are you blending in with? So yeah, it's already like not for me. Your favorite movie with Robin Williams. There you go. And everyone made it seem like it was a masterpiece. It was just a decent sci-fi movie. But it's just not, that's the thing. It's not just a sci-fi movie. It's an experience in the theater. It's a new thing. And to me, that in the theater was, man, 3D has never been that good before or since. And I stand by that. And I think it's more than just, it's allowing yourself to let go of, and you might say, look, I totally get it. You don't like the movie, you don't like the movie. But for me, it was a completely new experience for me. yeah, some of the stuff, especially when somebody would bring it up, I'd go, okay, yeah, I mean, that's a lot like that. And yeah, sure, that might be a lot like that. And oh, that's kind of a little bit like that. Sure. But the experience of seeing what I saw in that movie theater the first time, 3D, all the depth, all the amazing stuff that I'm seeing on screen, it was transformative. It was amazing. And to me, Avatar The Way of Water is one of those that I'm very looking forward to seeing it in the theater. I've already got my tickets. 3 p.m. Thursday, the first possible showing at the XD screen with my 3D glasses. I'm going to see it in the HFR, which I will be honest, I'm not excited about. I'm not excited about high frame rate. I watched high frame rate with The Hobbit, was not just wasn't my thing. But what I hear is this mixes 24 frames per second and 48 frames per second. So there's going to be certain scenes, certain action scenes that will be in high frame rate. And the rest of the movie will be in 24. So it's very interesting. But the thing is, to me, it's not a story. It's not what a story is about. It's how it's about it. Roger Ebert. He said that. And it's something that I've tried to remember every time that I'm watching a movie. Because every movie feels like a remake, or oh yeah, I've seen that kind of story here or that kind of story there. I mean, you could say, oh, The Matrix is just Ghost in the Shell and whatever, you know. See, I don't think, Leon, that's not what that movie's about. Here's the thing. I try not to judge movies before I've seen them. That's a thing. I saw Avatar twice in the theater. It was okay. You've never been to the robot lion exhibit at the Dallas Zoo? No, Billy, I've not. I have not. But I'm just saying, the Transformers movies are not for me. I want the Unicron story. I think it still may happen, just may take some more time. I think they want to restart the universe. Favorite 3D movie was Christmas Carol. I'll tell you what, man. There were some really, really good ones. But that's the other thing is a lot of people equate this bad 3D that we saw in a lot of movies with Avatar. When Avatar was, man, some of the best 3D I've ever seen. The depth in the image is just, ugh. And you've got really, really cool action scenes with all this stuff. I don't know. I just like it. That is not what it's about, Leon. Racist blue aliens. No, it's not what it's about. He's releasing what? 3 more movies? 4? Are they in 3D? That technology at the time was the only draw for it, in my opinion. The story was generic ass and pretty much killed what's his name's career. You talking about Sam Worthington, who's been working on Avatar pretty much ever since? But yeah, here's the thing. Right now, Avatar: The Way of Water sitting at 83%. Now, I've read a bunch of reviews so far because seriously, I'm super excited about Avatar. I'm super excited about it. And it's really, really tough for me to I don't know. A lot of people didn't like the first Avatar. I loved it. I told you the other day, I popped in Avatar 3D in my PS4, my old PS4, and I watched 2 scenes. The first initial scene when he gets out of the sleep pod at the beginning and seeing that depth, and then I went to the final battle scene. And I'm telling you, James Cameron can direct the shit out of a movie. Action scenes, man, I don't think there's anybody better. So all I'm trying to say is I've never been disappointed with a James Cameron movie. Just saying. Now, we talked about Ain't It Cool News earlier. One of my favorite writers on Ain't It Cool News, his name was Quint, goes by the name of Eric Vespi. He actually he's co-creator and co-host of the Kingcast. Oh, there it is. Current co-host of the Kingcast. Kingcast is a big Stephen King podcast. Well, he got to go see Avatar, and this is what he said. Avatar, The Way of Water, is miles better than the first. The ocean environment is incredible. Hey, there I am. And Cameron is wearing his environmentalist heart on his sleeve here. I connected to this one in a way I couldn't with the original. It should also be noted that the motivation for the bad guys is way more nuanced and fleshed out. Some iffy writing in the back half, but the action and emotion carry it through to a finale that actually makes me excited to see the sequels. One more thing, high frame rate continues to be an assault of the senses. At the risk of sounding like an old man shaking his fist at the clouds, HFR is repugnant, the opposite of cinematic, and I hope it never becomes the norm. Now that's just one take. But it's a guy that I have read tons of this guy's reviews over the years. And for him to say that, it makes me really confident that I'm going to enjoy this movie. And that's the whole point, right? That's the whole point of, to me, certain reviewers. You just go, okay, which one? You know, which reviewer out there is like me, that thinks like me, that values the same things I do. I like this guy. And he says that it's really good. So I don't know. Jim Carrey was really good in that Christmas Carol as well. He's in that. And yes, Sing, we talked about Cocaine Bear last week. Yes. Looks insane, man. Looks crazy insane. I'm jealous I love Avatar, but I didn't get to see the blue cat sex in 3D. Quite a shame for me. Okay. I mean, look, I can't be the only one in the world because I didn't see it enough time to have it make that much money. And there's plenty of movies that make a ton of money and are crap. But to me, it's all about the technology. It's about what I'm going to see. It's about James Cameron directing a movie. That's what I'm going for. Almost every movie feels like another movie I've seen. It's just the truth. It's really just the truth. It's not what the story is, it's how the story's told. And if the story is told in a way that connects with me, job done. And Avatar connects with me. Especially now. That's the weird thing. See, I connected with Avatar the movie in the theater and all that stuff. I loved it. Oh my God, the beauty, the all the stuff, that looks cool. But Avatar connected with me even more after I got sick. The feeling of, having basically a new body was incredibly thrilling to me after I went through what I went through. So the whole idea, there's some things that I connect with. The fact is, I love the movie. I loved the movie back then. In 2009, I loved that movie. Anyway. I love that I can hear Leon's British sarcasm in his comments. Oh yeah, for sure. Piranha 2 was the pinnacle of his career. Some people talk mess about Cameron and Bay, but man, I love a lot of their movies. Yeah. Better Cameron movie, Aliens or T2? That is really tough. Because even though I love Terminator 2, I'm an Aliens freak. And I love Aliens so much. But for me, it's probably, gun to my head, it'd probably be Terminator 2. But man, that's tough. That's really tough. Any Roger Corman fans here? I agree with 24 to 30 FPS or hertz being more cinematic. That's why I like playing Ghost of Tsushima on PS4 more, because on PS5 it's only 60 with no 30 FPS. Really? There's no cinematic mode on PS5? Is Avatar better than Humanoids from the Deep? I mean, I'm just going to guess. Probably. I don't know. I can't say it though, because I've never seen Humanoids from the Deep, or at least I don't think I have. I'll never forget the line in TMNT when Mikey looks at Megan Fox and says, "My shell's getting tighter, dude." That line let me know what type of disaster I was in for. Never saw it. And in fact, I was scrolling around on something and I saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I pulled it up and I saw Megan Fox and those stupid, goofy looking ass turtles, and that were way too tall, and went, no, that movie's not going to be for me. Just me. When I saw Avatar, I started to see the world in 3D. I know you're messing with me. I know you're messing with me. But here's something else that is James Cameron adjacent. James Cameron confirmed that The Abyss is finally coming to 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray, I would assume, by March 2023. Now, here's the question. Does this confirm that we're also going to be getting something like, oh, I don't know, Aliens in 4K or True Lies in 4K? Because those are movies I want. Seriously want in 4K. And what pissed me off is, I don't remember, I think I was on Peacock and it said just added True Lies. And I was like, really? Awesome. And I pulled it up and it's a non-anamorphic VHS copy that's been stretched and squinched so that it fits. So basically, instead of it being a 2.235 to 1, it's like it's squished like this, and it's got the letter boxes. So bad. So bad. The Thing in 4K, I thought The Thing was already in 4K. Kyle, what's going on? I can use Topaz AI to upscale them to 4K. Yeah, but that's different. To me, that's different than having a native 4K approved transfer from James Cameron. He says by March 2023, and that excites me because I like The Abyss. The Abyss is still on the lower end of James Cameron movies for me. I want True Lies and I want Aliens in 4K. It's what I want. The problem I think with Aliens, and I think this is part of the reason why he hasn't done anything with it, is because the whole scene, there are scenes that are rear projection, right? So, for example, when the drop ship crashes and they're all kind of running, the drop ship is a model and they filmed that and then projected it onto a screen and had some rocks and have them running around in front. And I think he hates the way that looks because it does look bad. Even on Blu-ray, that looks bad. So I'm pretty sure that's part of it, and he wants to do something to fix that. I don't know what he could do short of matting all that out, and then I don't know how you fix that. But you're basically, that movie is playing on a screen behind the actors, and they film that screen. That's why it looks like that. There's also a lot of rear projection stuff in the 4K RoboCop that came out. The Arrow movie. I mean, apparently, what's his face? Verhoeven doesn't care as much about that quality loss, between a rear projection thing. But that's one of those things that I'm like, dude, come on. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and put that. Look, that scene's going to look bad. Yes, all of the rear projection shots are going to look bad. There's a few more that I'm not remembering off the top of my head, but that's the one that I always remember is how bad that looks when the dropship crashes and they're running in front of basically some rocks, and they've got this big movie screen behind playing the dropship crashing as they're kind of running from it. You know what I mean? It just looks bad. But anyway. But yes, Abyss definitely coming. Wait. No cinematic mode on Tsushima PS5, sadly. It's a shame. This doesn't look as nice in 60 FPS compared to the 30. Glad Cameron is still doing sci-fi movies, unlike Spielberg. Well, I mean, don't count him out yet. I would like to see Spielberg go back and do some of those movies, some movies that push the envelope of ratings. I mean, he had a big hand in Poltergeist. He did. Just the idea of a more, I don't know. I mean, you think about all the movies that he had a hand in the mid 80s. They pushed the envelope a little more than he has lately. He still makes fantastic movies, and I still want to go see The Fabelmans. But in fact, I might need to see if I can go watch that. I want to watch that movie. Yeah, the thing in 4K is already out. Because of the Disney Fox buyout. No, that is not true. That is not true. The reason it's not out in 4K, True Lies, all of them, is because James Cameron hasn't put his grubby little hands on it because he wants to approve the transfers. He's one of those directors that he's such a perfectionist that he can't deal with it. And because he's been working on movies with blue people, he can't approve transfers for, 30-year-old plus movies. That's my guess. That's my guess. Don't try to fix it getting like Lucas. Yeah, but I totally understand both sides of it. I get why people are just, dude, release the movie that I watched when I was, 12 or however old, whatever. But I also understand the director that's like, I don't want to put out a substandard product. Doesn't matter how old it is. It looks like shit when you blow it up to 4K. I get it. I understand it. It's almost a sickness. Anybody ask Billy what he thinks about being a perfectionist? I mean, even though I totally want those things right now, I totally understand that he wants to prove it. I'm going to start messing with matte paintings and stuff then. I like the charm of older effects. Batman 89, some very obvious matte paintings in that. Still love them. Matte paintings is different from a rear projection shot, though. Matte paintings still look fantastic and can look fantastic, but those rear projection shots look ass. They do. And if you don't remember, put in a copy of RoboCop 4K and tell me that doesn't look like ass when the Ed 209 is actually animated. It looks bad. The Ed 209 is in perfect quality. But the images in the background, it looks bad. It just looks bad. Oh yeah, Cameron could totally fix those bad shots in Aliens. He has the money and talented enough people around him. Oh yeah. Yeah, but can he do it in a way that preserves the feeling of the, you know what I mean? I don't know. Alien still has the footage with the original Hicks actor, right? How are they going to change that? I'm not sure what you mean. You have the laughing thing. I don't get it. I hope after the Blue People movie we get some 4K. Look, here's the thing. It's just like when somebody says, man, wouldn't it be cool if Spielberg... Oh, and Rufus is taken off? Have a good night, Rufus. And thank you for being here, as always. It's just like with Spielberg. Like if somebody said, what is Spielberg's next movie going to be? And they say, oh, it's going to be... I want a director to be able to make whatever he's passionate about. And a lot of people they may look at James Cameron and say, yeah, but you've wasted all this time making movies on Pandora when you could have been making this or you could have been making that. And I totally get that. But the thing is, I want a director to be able to make what he's passionate about. And if he's passionate about Avatar, I'll watch it. And it's just how I look at it. If Spielberg said, I want to make musicals for the rest of my career, you know what? I think you've earned it. Do whatever the hell you want to do. That's just how I feel. I don't know. Disney halted the production of Fox Blu-rays during the buyout. True, but there's still the problem with all of those movies not having a release. Way predate Disney buying Fox. James Cameron let's just say this. James Cameron has always been a control freak and has always wanted to touch each and every transfer of every home video release of every movie that he's ever made. That's the truth. That's just the honest truth. So you can sit here and blame Disney for that kind of stuff. And I hope that sounded like I was getting mad. But you can blame Disney for that, but that's not Disney's fault. That's completely James Cameron being so stuck up his own way of thinking and his own thing that he doesn't make time for it. It's not important to him. It literally is not important to him. Why would, I mean, seriously, think about it. Think about if you were James Cameron and you want to make the next Avatar movie. And the last Avatar movie made what, 2.9 billion or whatever it made. What do you think you're going to want to make more or spend your time doing? Perfecting the Avatar technology, the 3D technology, and everything that he's putting behind that? Or releasing a movie that he probably isn't going to see that much money on? And especially since physical media is dying. I'm just being honest. If you're a director, do you want to focus on stuff that you did 30 years ago? Or do you want to look toward the thing that you're passionate about and you're making today? I'm just saying. Dude's probably gonna make that. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, James Remar. Yes. Isn't he in a couple of shots too? He's in a couple of shots in the movie, I think. Let's see. Wait. Okay, wait. Ed 209 was done using a special motion blur effect created by Phil Tippett. Yes, and it looks amazing. It's the rear projected stuff behind the model that looks like ass. So there's a shot of the table of them reacting as it comes up, and then the camera, the angles, the different setup. You see the scientist in the background, and then Ed 209 does this thing and then goes down. Those are two rear projection shots. So anytime the Ed 209 is in motion, there's rear projection going on, or everything is physical, right? Or it's a model, scaled model. So everything, the rear projected stuff looks like butthole. It looks terrible. That's all I'm trying to say. In 4K, it looks bad. You can really see it. I still love the movie. I don't care. I love the movie. But I get it. Is there a movie your wife loves but you absolutely cannot stand? It's usually the other way around. But she loves Support Your Local Sheriff. And I'm seriously ambivalent about that movie. There's not really many movies that I can think of that she likes that I don't like. Because she's not one of those people out. She's not one of these people that, or one of these women, I should say. And look, yes, we're talking gender here, but she's not one of these women that likes your typical romantic comedies and all that kind of stuff. She does watch, there are plenty of things that she watches TV wise that I can't stand. Like she'll watch any of the CSI or whatever, blah, blah, blah. She likes those shows. She likes Blue Bloods. I don't think I've watched literal minutes of it. There's a lot of stuff that she watches that I don't like. But movie-wise, typically we like a lot of the same things. But I definitely have a wider view. I like a lot more movies than she does. Like she hates 2001. She doesn't like Avatar. And that's what I'm saying. I can't blame someone for not liking Avatar. My own wife doesn't like it. But my own wife doesn't like a lot of movies I like. So, yeah, I can't remember the whole Remar story, but I do remember seeing that. Was groundbreaking stop motion. Before that, we just had the Harryhausen standard, which looked good for the time, but Ed 209 looked great compared. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But again, anything with rear projection looks like buttle. And rear projection is the kind of stuff. How many times have you seen an old movie and the guy's driving and you can tell sometimes the background, the traffic outside the car looks completely different. Doesn't look right. Sometimes they're literally driving like this. You would think that the car would be doing. It's the rear projection crap. It's an old technology, and it's something that today looks great. It's called the volume, because what they're displaying that crap on is much, much higher definition. So it fools the eye a little better, but it's still got limitations. Keep in mind the buyout happened 2020. Alien 4K Anniversary came out 2019. Disney bought Fox March 20th, 2019. Caleb. I'm surprised how great of a picture vintage 50s and 60s movies have on Blu-ray. It's crazy. I know. It's great. It really is crazy. Oh. Not all of his shots were reshot. He's still in the movie. Yes. He's still in the movie in some. Yes. I just didn't know what you were saying. It's the chat thing, and I've moved on in my head, and then I'm trying to understand what you're saying, and sometimes yeah. I hate to admit it, but it's the fact physical media is slowly dying. Yep, it really is, and I love my physical media, but I also understand when people say, "Yeah, why have I can't tell the difference between what I'm streaming on Disney Plus and the Blu-ray if I bought it," and the difference is I'm paying $6.99 or $7.99 a month, maybe $9.99 a month now, because Disney Plus went up, right? $9.99 without ads. I'm getting to watch this movie in the same quality as if I own the Blu-ray. And I can watch it as many times as I want in that month. And guess what? My Blu-ray is going to, or my 4K disc is going to sit on the shelf, and I'm probably not going to watch it for another 8 months. In 8 months, if I want to watch whatever movie that is, again, I'll just pay the $9.99 again. Maybe that's what they think. I don't know. I'm just saying. You don't have to sell physical media to me. I like physical media. But I also understand when people say, I'm done, 4:10 in the morning, I need to get to bed. Fuck Avatar and fuck dude. You know what, Leon? I love you, man. Seriously. But I like both of those. So scaled model using motion blur techniques. Yeah. Actually, the bio was the same year the release of Alien Anniversary 4K. I'm just saying it seems very sus. But that's the thing. It's still going. Yes, Ted, I'm still going. I'm actually wrapping up here because it's 10:15 and I think my wife has to work in the morning. Go into work tomorrow. The other difference is you can still watch your physical media if the internet just happens to go out. Again, I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you at all on that. Because I guarantee you, when my internet did go out, it sucked. But I also had a book to read, so I have backups. Backups on backups. You know what I'm saying? To me, it doesn't make sense to me. Like what you like, do what you're going to do. The fact is, they've made it so convenient to go digital only, and it makes absolute sense for most people. I mean, I just want to watch the movie. Digital just feels like false ownership. I totally get it. But I can tell you, I think I have 302 digital movies in my iTunes account. In the last however many years that I've been an Apple customer, I've not had one single movie drop off of there. And then you say, well, what about the Back to the Future thing on Netflix? Yeah, that was an isolated case and they fixed it. There's only been a few cases of that being a problem. Now, I also understand the PlayStation Store. If you bought those movies on the PlayStation Store, yeah, they shut that shit down. But you bought it on the PlayStation Store. It's weird. I'm just saying. I totally get what you're saying, but I can almost guarantee you Apple's not going under. And if they do, they're probably going to have, movies that you can download to your freaking brain. Don't get me wrong, I have digital games on Steam and Xbox, but I just wait for deep discounts on them since I don't get anything physical. Yeah. Yeah, true on Steam for sure. For sure. But even my Switch, it's more convenient, man. It's more convenient to just have all the games on there and I can just pick one, And I don't know how many I have. But I'll tell you this, it's annoying when I have to put a disc on PS5. With all the the games I have, it's annoying when I have to get up to put a different one in because I'm like, oh, I don't really want to play. I really don't want to play this game. I want to play this game. And then I go put it, and I'm like, oh crap, I gotta get up and put the disc in. That kind of sucks. I'm just saying it kind of sucks. Maybe you're saying, hey, quit being so damn lazy. I get that too. Mora 503, as in Dan Mora, one of my favorite artists that I follow on Twitter. Probably not. But I like buying movies digitally, but still prefer the disc if I'm buying the game. Yeah, and I'll tell you this too. One of the main things that I've really... They just don't make it easy to upgrade. Like, I don't understand why I had to purchase... any movie that I have on DVD, if I have the DVD, I should be able to purchase an upgrade for a small fee. And that's what that whole thing with Walmart that they were doing, which was really cool. So basically you put in the disc and the computer would read it and go, yeah, this is a legal copy of such and such movie. Which version do you want to buy? And you're like, oh, I want the 1080p copy. Well, the 1080p copy was only $3. And it basically licenses the 1080p copy of the thing that you have on DVD. I don't understand why they don't do that. There's got to be some way that they can, I don't know. But that's why I love buying, especially 4K now, is that you get it in the best possible quality that's available now, but you also get that digital copy. And that's pretty awesome. Don't get me wrong. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's such a weird thing. But the truth is, even with all of my recent purchases, it's gonna be tough. There's gonna come a time when it's just, I don't know. But look, guys, here's the thing. I'm very, very excited to watch Avatar: The Way of Water Thursday, 3 p.m. I'm excited. I'm really excited, and there will be a review on Friday. I might actually, for the first time, I shouldn't say that. We'll see what happens, but there's going to be some Avatar content on the channel because I just like it. So, anyway, you guys have a great week, man. Seriously. We're coming up on 12 days to Christmas. Come on. Christmas time, man. Christmas time. I wrote a Christmas song probably 10 years ago. And it's so vulgar that my wife hates it when I sing it. Even when I sing the first two lines. And it's extremely catchy. Extremely catchy. That's the one thing that I will say about me. Look, I'm maybe not the best composer or, like finishing a complete song. But man, I can write a catchy hook. Oh no. Not Gary. Not Gary's here. Bonobo Juice is here too. You son of a. Welcome. But been lurking. I love you guys. Seriously. It means a lot that you guys are here hanging out, even if you're just lurking. You know what lurking is? Lurking is love. Yes. And hey, put it in Discord. No, I haven't recorded it. It's literally just something that I came up with. I wrote it. And Blastoise 91, lurking and twerking, love it. I literally wrote it on the way home one day, or came up with the lyrics, and it's so bad. It's so bad. Maybe I'll sing it closer to Christmas, okay? Because I don't remember all the lyrics. I have to think about but I even sing it annoying. And like I said, she hates it. Every time, all I know it's, it's Christmas time, motherfucking Christmas time, and it's like this whole thing, and it's just, anyway, it's one of those things where it's very vulgar, very not PC. I'll have to make sure that I can't remember what all the lyrics are, but it's so freaking bad. Okay. I'll have to figure out the lyrics again and try to because I think it's on one of my, on the old podcast, I did after we kind of stopped doing the podcast, the regular podcast, I did a weekly or semi-weekly whatever. And I think it's on one of those, but there's hundreds of those. So it's impossible to find it, but I don't know. I got to figure it out. Anyway, you guys have a great week. I hope everything's going well for you. And thank you so much for being here. It means a lot that you're here. It means a lot that you guys spend your Tuesday nights with me. It's just awesome. So you want to hear that Christmas song though? Oh, I'll definitely. And playing Christmas Robotic at my parents' house on Christmas Day. Can't wait to see the reactions. Remember Santa Pez too. Santa Pez is pretty awesome. And if you need the link to that, I'll provide that as well. But, and yeah, and Christmas Robotica is definitely, it's such a weird song too. But anyway, I keep talking. You guys have a great one. See you next time.